And now, James and Stu present the Top Turnbuckle Podcast. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Top Turnbuckle Podcast with myself, Stu.
And me, James.
And as one chapter closes, another one begins. So we have a permanent guest with us now as our new co-host. Jonny's back with us.
Hello.
Welcome back, Jonny.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
It's not a problem at all. Nice to have you full time, mate.
Yes, well, no, it's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come back.
No, you've been fantastic in the Facebook group, and episode 4 was such a good laugh, wasn't it, that we made the decision, mate, to bring you back because it
worked so well, basically.
We had a great time, and it's fantastic. So,
it was a great night, we changed for so long, we had to split the episode into 2.
It's probably going to happen tonight.
Most probably.
There's a good possibility of it.
I feel like we could have carried on all night, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But no, again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Absolute pleasure, mate.
Just happy I could help out where I could. It's just, it's a great opportunity. I'm glad I'm here to help you along the way.
Brilliant, mate. Yeah. Well, you're part of the group now.
Exactly. Yes. That means we can make you an admin.
Yeah. Like a triple threat.
So, first off, I just wanted to, on a bit of a personal note, I just wanted to say thanks for all the lovely compliments, lovely comments from everyone for the dedication from my grandfather on the last episode, especially on the YouTube live streaming. It was very touching and really humbling. So thanks all of you for passing on your condolences and your thoughts. It really meant a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and you did so well, Stu. You did
hard to do.
Yeah. But no, it was really good, and I'd be proud of you.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you very much.
He really would.
We just wanted to also say again, as we did for our last episode with the competition prizes donated from 3 Count Wrestling merchandise. Can't thank you enough, guys. We've posted photos of our winner, Kevin Coote, with all the goodies that he won from you guys. Needless to say, he's over the moon. And
it's such a good prize as well. Like, if you work it all out, it's about £60 worth of stuff.
Oh, easily. And it's
fantastic.
Awesome. Really good. Yeah, we can't thank you guys enough for getting involved with us and for donating another mystery box prize, which we'll be announcing at the end of the episode.
And it's really good. It's really easy to get involved as well. The competition, all you literally need to do is just check the page and put your answer on the page, and that is it. Just answer the question, and there's a good chance you could win.
Absolutely.
It's not a difficult question either, guys.
No. But I don't want to make it too taxing, but let's face it, you can make these questions as hard as you fucking like. We've got Google,
Well, don't test me and Jonny, I'm telling you, because me and Jonny will come up with something.
We had this discussion last time. Mr. Can I enter the competition? No, you fucking can't.
I did have to stop myself. I was tempted to do it myself. I came close to it a minute. I thought, no, I better not. Give someone else a chance.
Which leads me on to something else. While we're recording this episode, today is actually James's birthday.
It is.
So happy birthday,
Happy
mate.
birthday.
Thank you very much.
I thought it was 60.
Feels wonderful, guys. Feels absolutely wonderful. Yeah. 60
birthday,
years
mate.
old today. That just for men's really doing his fucking job.
To quote Jim Carrey, 60 and sexy.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Rocking the shit out of it. Right, let's go with our... we're just going to announce our topics, which we'll be covering. Fucking hell, Stu, put your teeth in. What's wrong with you? So for the first topic we're going to be covering for this episode, we'll be covering our top 3 selection of women's matches. Really looking forward to that one. I think, especially in the last 20 years, I think we've got some absolutely amazing matches to cover.
I don't know about everyone else, but I think NXT really raised the bar.
Massively.
Definitely, yeah.
Massively.
Yeah.
And then we'll be getting to our best of section, where we'll be covering strange occurrences and obscure moments to do with the wrestling world.
Yeah, I was quite proud of that that because I actually come up with that on a whim, didn't I?
You right on
yeah, I literally had 10 seconds to think of those fucking topics.
So what we normally do, folks, when we decide to sort out these topics, we'll discuss them at either the end of the previous episode and then go into the next one, or we'll just chat amongst ourselves within, Facebook or various other social media platforms. But unfortunately for the last episode, we did absolutely fucking none of it. We just winged it and proper put James on the spot. So I'm sorry for that.
It's totally fine. I actually thought it works out really well, actually.
Oh, this coming from the guy that left his fucking notes on episode 4 at home, so...
And I had to edit out all those all those whisperings of, I wish I had my fucking notes.
No, I think it worked really well because I've really had to think about this. I went back and forward on myself quite a bit, but I think it worked well.
I'll tell you what, Johnny, just look at WCW in 2000s and you'll be well away.
Right then, should we go for our top 3 women's matches? Well, to be fair, Johnny's the official new member, so we'll let the newbie go first on this one.
I'll break it in. Right.
Are we going in any specific order?
No, not really.
I'll never bother asking James this because he just goes, nah, fuck it.
I'm not. I'm fucking not. I did last week. I actually broke character and did go, I am putting one at number 1.
Proper kayfabe.
Yeah.
No, I did think about it, but I think, to be honest, I'm just going to throw them out there and just see how it goes, to be honest.
As per usual.
Yeah, right, okay. So my first pick, I'm going to take you back to August 1994, and that would be to SummerSlam. And it featured at the time WWF Women's Champion Alundra Blaze, and she took on Bull Nakano, who was managed by Luna Vachon. Now, Alundra Blaze was obviously Medusa in WCW. Yeah. She'd wrestled over in Japan a little bit as well. Bull Nakano had wrestled in AEW in Japan, and she actually debuted at the age of 15.
Yes, she did.
Really?
Yeah, very young.
Holy shit!
She just looks about 30.
She does. Yes,
She's just amazing.
She didn't use all of you, lady.
No, definitely not.
And if they're willing to sponsor us as well,
get in contact.
Mate, have you fucking...
Mate, got to work it.
I know.
I want to roll here, mate.
We're flowing in now.
I'm fucking good for all of you, mate, or whatever the fuck it's called. Have you seen her? Fuck me, mate. Jesus Christ. Have you seen Bull Nakano?
Tell him what you really think.
Have you seen her?
No.
Fuck me. You need to go and have a look.
Scary, yeah.
Really?
Well, first of all,
we've got off on a tangent already.
First of all, mate, she's got fucking painted blue veins down her face.
Really?
Yeah. And then her hair.
She got the front of her hair like just up.
She looks like Wayne Static from Static X. That's that's how I remember her.
But it's weird because it's just the front bit.
Yes,
all the rest of it's normal.
It's flat and straight down, isn't it? Yeah, I remember it now.
She's one scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
The good thing is she does fit really well with Luna, looks and the personality-wise, because they kind of just look the same and go well together. At this time, there wasn't really any women's division at all. You had Alundra Blaze, who was just accepting challenges, and that was it, really. They had a tournament, I think, to begin with, where Alundra Blaze won the title, I think, at WrestleMania 10, I think.
And they had so little amount of women's wrestlers. I believe they had to bring back Lilani Kai.
They did, yes.
And she was around about 50 years old.
Wasn't that the finals?
We've gone from a 15-year-old to a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Shit.
She was at WrestleMania 1, I think. I remember them saying that.
When she'd be, in her 40s by that point?
Yeah, it's WrestleMania 10. She was
10 years later, she's returned.
Ouch.
Yeah, Bull Nakano, I rewatched this match the other day, and I noticed her music was the same as the Orient Express.
Oh, really?
From the early 90s. It was their music and something else. I'm not sure if it was or not, but when she's coming to the ring on her video thing, it's not really a video, it's just a screen. It's got this Japanese wording, and I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same as what Hakushi had on his entrance as well.
So it's a mismatch.
Yeah.
Or a mismatch. Yeah.
A mismatch, that's the one, yeah.
Spent money well spent on creativity there.
Yes.
The problem is as well, if it's the theme that I'm thinking of, it is it's almost a racist theme now, because it's almost
Yes, that's exactly
it's like that. It's
Are we talking what 80s, 90s there? Are we?
yeah,
90s,
it's really like that. It is.
Yes, yeah.
How the fuck did he get away with it?
I don't know.
I don't know. You couldn't do it nowadays.
No.
Jeez.
Cancelled.
It is that theme, though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is exactly that.
Yeah,
Exactly that. The crowd is into this match from the beginning. They're not used to this style, especially a Japanese women's wrestler, and Alundra Blaze only just sort of coming into it really, and it was a new division to get behind a little bit as well. Bull Nakano was a monster. She just dominated the match. She was putting Alundra Blaze in all these different submissions that no one had seen before, and the crowd was just eating it up. The end of the match pretty much comes with Bull Nakano misses a leg drop from the top rope. Alundra Blaze, her finisher was a German suplex into a bridge.
Yeah.
And she won the match that way. It really is a great match. It's definitely worth checking out again. I think they had a previous match like a month before which ended in a draw, which led on to this match. Then they had a rematch in Japan at the Big Egg Wrestling event where Bull Nakano actually won the title. And then another match they had was sort of after WrestleMania the following year, 11, which was Bertha Faye, I think, involved.
We talked about her before.
Yes.
Yeah, Bertha Faye and Harvey Whippleman. But then that was it. There was nothing else after that. The division just went. The title was abandoned. Medusa turned back up on WCW with the belt.
Dropped the title in the bin.
Yeah, that's it.
Infamous moment.
And then they had one more match in WCW in 1995, and that was basically it. But the match was good. The match is definitely worth checking out, especially for that time. But yeah, that's it.
I think in context as well, what everyone has to remember about Alundra Blaze, which shocked a lot of people, as you said about Medusa, she was a valet.
She was
in WCW, and no one knew she could wrestle like that.
No. Because she was a member of the Dangerous Alliance.
She was with Paulie, and she had a lot to do, I believe, with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Her and Woman were did it. There was a lot early on, before the Dangerous Alliance.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there was something there.
Medusa was certainly involved in certain storylines. And she was well known that she could beat up the blokes.
Yeah.
Within the locker room.
It wouldn't surprise me. She was stacked to hell.
She was like an earlier version of China in a way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, brilliant.
Because it's totally out of the...
I wanted to go somewhere a bit different, a bit older.
Yeah, and there's not a lot to...
No, see, this is... as I made the point earlier of saying to these guys before we recorded, I really struggled picking anything from the 80s and the 90s. Especially the 90s to do with WWF and WCW.
Yeah.
It was all just, well, now you deem sexist, which to be fair, it is. It is. Lingerie matches,
bra and panties
matches, mud fights, pillow fights.
Chocolate bowl match.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
I watched one the other night and it had the cat in it. Did you see that? I think it was one of the events that we're going to talk about a bit later. It was in a no, it wasn't that actually. Was
it the snow one?
No, it was the one when they was in the paddling pool.
Was it the mud one?
And she comes out and says, "You all know that I don't wear underwear."
Yes.
And she
takes her top off.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, and they actually catch it on.
I don't think it was allowed, was it? I don't think they.
It's blanked out on the network now, but if you've got the VHS, it's not.
Jesus Christ.
Probably find on YouTube as well. But I don't know, to be honest.
No, I don't think YouTube has
probably
that.
not.
I'm cringing. Fucking cringing.
I'm thinking of the one with Harvita Whippleman.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's a woman.
Is that the one in the mud?
I think it was snow or something.
No,
I don't know.
The Harvita's in snow.
Yeah. Which is the one when they're in mud, which is like chocolate yogurt.
Isn't that Vicky Guerrero? Didn't she do one?
No, they did one before that, Jonny.
There is another one.
There's one in the cat and ivory and all that era.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I just really fancy chocolate pudding after that.
And BB, do you remember BB?
Barbara Bush.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
She basically, the crowd liked her. She was an EMT. And everyone used to wolf whistle at her, so they made her a diva. That's the only reason she was...
I don't remember ever having a match.
Well, she had that match that I watched, but she was in that, and all it was them all splashing about in a paddling pool.
Fucking hell.
Was it it was probably for the title.
It was for the title.
Did it change?
Yeah, it did. The title fucking changed hands, mate. The cat won it.
Oh, dear.
She disrobed fucking Ivory to win it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what we're dealing with. So that was a good pick out of all that.
After the shit we've just had to talk about.
Unfortunately, we are probably moving on to NXT.
Yeah, James, go for it. Your first pick.
Okay, my first pick is 2 matches, guys. And these 2 matches go under the radar. You have to remember in context for this that you just lost 4 horsewomen from NXT, and they were seen as the real stable and the measuring stick within NXT, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's Asuka versus Ember Moon.
Good pick.
Right. And this match doesn't need a promo. The story's told in the ring through physicality, and it's unbelievably well done. Going into the first one, just in contrast to both these matches, watch the entrances and watch how Ember Moon she's not fully there yet. You know, when someone's establishing their character, she's still finding that character within the first entrance. Then contrast it to the second, where she comes out with such determination and she so knows that character, who she is and where she's going.
Yeah.
Okay? So the first match is all about, is Ember Moon good enough? This is during Asuka's undefeated streak.
Yeah.
And Asuka kind of plays the heel. I'm not going to go too much into this match because I'm only building up for the second one.
Right.
The first one, Asuka has to cheat to win. I think she pushes the referee onto the ropes when Ember's going for the Eclipse and she falls off.
Right.
Okay.
And Asuka ends up winning. I can't remember if she rolls her up or if she gets her in the Asuka lock, but anyway, it pisses Ember off, basically. Now, what happens after this, which is a shame for Ember, is that she gets injured. Do you remember when she injured her shoulder?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so there's around about a 6-month gap in between these 2 matches because the feud had to stop for a little while. But the second match is an absolute work of art. And the reason why is because Ember, you can fully tell, has found that character, and she comes out determined as if she knows who she's up against. She knows what she's got to do. She's got an injured shoulder, and she's got to do it quick.
Fair play.
And that resonates on the screen without her saying anything.
Yeah.
So Asuka comes out cocky like she is. She's sort of playing the heel like, I'm unbeatable. So there's some really lovely, intricate parts in this match. I don't know if you remember, but they used to bring the lights down for the introductions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was good when they did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they introduce them, and as soon as the lights come up, Ember hits her with a 1-footed drop kick. Instantly. As if, just bang, straight out of nowhere. As if to go, I'm ready. I'm going straight for it.
Yeah.
Okay? Asuka gets wobbled by it. She sells it brilliantly as if to go, what the hell just hit me? The first 5 minutes, Ember takes Asuka apart, basically, on the outside. But she's got this injured shoulder. Asuka actually then starts to work on the shoulder, but then she realises, hey, that shoulder's already injured. I'm going to injure the other one. So she's got no arms to use.
Yeah.
And Ember in this match, and this is why, guys, you should watch this match for how clever a story it is. Ember, after this, apart from the Eclipse that she hits out of nowhere, only uses her feet.
Wow.
Okay? So, as I say, there's a lot of intricacies in this. There's some beautiful moves. There's a martial arts segment in there where Asuka, you remember the spinning back fists?
Yep.
She goes for them, Ember blocks them, and Ember hits her with a 3 combo, just martial arts set of kicks, which is unreal.
What?
It's just lovely, and there's loads of moves like that in this. So the key to it is, Ember hits the Eclipse out of nowhere, Asuka kicks out, and She's absolutely shocked. Like, that Eclipse is seen at that point as the biggest move.
Yeah.
Probably in the whole of WWE. Do you remember when everyone first saw that? And she's shocked. So the match moves on a little bit, and Asuka gets her in a roll-up, and she pulls Ember's tights. But the referee does something really creative. He sees it, but he does not DQ Asuka. And the reason is because Asuka wants to be DQ'd. She's desperate because she knows she's in there with someone who can beat her.
Yeah.
So while she's arguing with the referee, Ember hits the Shawn Michaels style proper super kick and lands on top of her. The referee goes down for one of those 3 counts.
Yeah.
You know, with those really vitriolic 1, 2, and gets the crowd into it. And everyone thinks it's over. They're fully bought in, and Asuka kicks out. And it's a shock. The whole crowd go, whoa, like that. Ember sits up. It's like, am I going to beat her? She gets her in the Asuka lock. Okay?
Right.
Ember does everything that she can to get out of this in desperation. She keeps using it's similar to the Bret Hart move, you know, the one off the turnbuckle where he rolls?
Yeah.
She keeps doing that and pinning her to the mat continuously to try and get out of this. The only way she can break it with a pin.
Yeah.
Right? But she finally goes down.
Right.
And Asuka, to such credit, stays down with her, and they both stay down for about good 2-3 minutes.
Right.
And it sells that both women are winners.
Yeah.
And when Asuka comes out of the ring, Ember's still down. She looks at her. She doesn't shake her hand. She looks at her as if to go, I have so much respect for you. And she gets carried out by an official.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And the story is beautiful. Go and watch it.
I need to have a look at this.
I need to rewatch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did not pick up on what a beautiful story that was without any words or any promos.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said at the beginning, you know, at the time you had the recent, you know, departure of the four horsewomen.
Yes.
You know, so unfortunately all eyes would have been on them and, you know, obviously where they went.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because this sounds fucking amazing, quite frankly.
And it's the evolution of Ember, and it's so sad that we're in a situation now where Ember didn't take off.
Yeah.
Because
she has such a good look about her as well.
Yeah, well, that was what... When you watch the first entrance and do watch both matches, it's very much based off that. No one's really sure how good she is.
Yeah.
But then, that match is to set up, I am good enough.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like, I'm ready, but I've got a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
Because to be, I'll be honest. I mean, the first time I saw Ember Moon was when she, you know, it was her debut on. Was it Raw?
Was she in a Rumble?
No, she got brought out.
She was in the Evolution Battle Royal.
Yeah, I think she got brought out initially as a tag partner.
Yeah,
for someone. I can't remember who it was, but the minute when she came out, like you said about the look, as soon as she came out, and especially it's the contact lenses.
Yeah,
and you kind of had the close up, you know, of her face, and just the look and the expression of how she carried herself. That to me was like, holy shit, she looks like a fucking badass.
Do you remember when she used to rip off? She didn't rip off the hood, but she pulled the hood back and screams.
Right.
Watch the difference between both Asuka's first match with her and the scream, and watch the scream in the second one.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll see the difference. Watch them both, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Where a story's being told about a character developing. It's so good.
Fucking awesome pick, man. I will definitely check that out.
And that,
both of those out,
I'll be honest with you, I'm going to leave the majority of it up to you guys because I took a lot of time on that one. That one really hit me when I watched it the other day. And I thought, Jesus Christ, how has no one watched this? And it's not got more...
There's a proper heartstrings match.
It's one of those like Bret Hart Austin matches where nothing needs to be said.
Yeah.
It's just the story.
The story's in the ring.
Gut-wrenching match.
There's no need for a microphone. There's no need. Everything that I've said to you is what I watched in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good.
Well, fuck me, I've got a tough job popping that one, and believe me, it ain't going to be worth it now, you fucker. I'm going to do mine in reverse order. My first one comes from, it's incredibly recent. It's from AEW Revolution this year. It's the cage match between Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Thunder Rosa for the women's title. I love this match. It's, as I said to you guys before we started recording, it's just a beautiful tribute to the kind of Attitude Era, really, of cage matches. And for the women's division of AEW to put on a match that violent and that bloody, I take my hat off. It was brilliant. It was absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm as sold on this. I'm the opposite with what's going on at the moment. I'm kind of like this a lot, actually. I'm not sold on Britt Baker as much as I am Thunder Rosa.
No, I know you've said that before.
Yeah, I really like Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
I've always liked her. And she's not holding the title very well at the moment, apparently, according to AEW.
Yeah. I'm much like what I said when me and you were talking about Hangman Page.
Yeah.
I love Thunder Rosa. I like Britt Baker. I think she's a brilliant performer. But as far as wrestling capabilities goes, I think Thunder Rosa is miles ahead of her.
I'm the same.
But I think I just put it down to it's first time, first time Nails carrying the title.
I prefer Britt Baker.
That's fine.
I'm still not. I think Thunder Rosa is good.
Yeah.
But I'm still not completely sold on her. It might be because I don't know enough about her.
Yep.
They haven't explained enough about her.
Yeah.
And recently there has been the whole she's not happy, she's ungrateful to work with, and all this other stuff that I've been hearing a lot of. But yeah, and Britt Baker's been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what it is. I lean more towards Britt Baker. It might change eventually, but
sorry, go on, mate.
Cheers, mate. I think that, to be honest, me and Stu are in the minority, and you're actually in the majority.
Yeah.
I'm in the minority when I say that actually I like Thunder Rosa more. So most people do actually prefer Britt Baker.
Yeah. I will say she's, out of all the women's wrestlers in AEW, I would say she's probably the the biggest. But like you said, she's been there since day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has been there since day one. So maybe that's and personally, I do think she's carried that women's division since day one.
I like the little group she's got with her as well. I can't think who's with her. It's Jamie Hayter, is it? And
I can't remember their names. One of them's almost like a bodybuilder.
Yes, I think that's her.
Yeah.
She's English as well. But yeah, I like the little group she's got, and the things she has with like Mike Tenay as well. Not Mike Tenay, Tony Schiavone. That's the one.
It's very similar to what Bailey does with Michael Cole.
Yeah. She's got as far as it comes, especially with in-ring personality, she's got it.
And out of the ring, I'd say.
Yeah,
I'd say that's what Thunder Rosa lacks.
Character.
Yes. I'd say that her story, like Jonny says, has not been fully established.
No, if they gave it a bit more time, explained maybe her background a bit more and everything else, then maybe there'd be more to it.
Because Britt had that arrogance about her. She could use DMD. There's also the Adam Cole situation.
Whoa,
a lot of people know.
Hold on. You've said that wrong.
Go on then, do it.
It's Adam Cole. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get it right.
You love Adam Cole, don't you?
I fucking love Adam Cole.
I can't stand him.
Get out! That's twice I've had to do that in less than 5 minutes.
I'm on the fence.
I just don't know what it is about him.
Yeah.
I keep hearing things like he's got
I'm on the
arms and
I'm on the fence.
Now that you've said that, I will give him a fucking massive shout out for that. That he's called out so many people for body shaming him.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
And fair play to him.
Yeah, he's very, very slight, but that his technical ability is exceptional. I tell you what my issue is with him. I felt he held the title too long in NXT. I'd have liked to.
Loved it.
He did hold it for quite a while.
I loved the whole Undisputed Era holding all the titles. I loved it. I
didn't mind it. I would have liked to have seen someone come in there and upset the apple cart a bit more.
Oh, fuck the pair of you.
I just don't know what it is.
It's your first episode. You're a full-time member, and you are fucking me right off.
I'll get me coat and walk
Take
back.
your fucking mate with you. Happy birthday and jog on.
I fucking like him, mate. He's
Point
got.
out my system. It's fine now. That's my rant.
He's a bit of an earlier version of when CM Punk was in the internet wrestling craze. A very icy.
Fuck me. A bit like trying to piss me off tonight.
A bit like a younger Seth Rollins in a way as
Yes.
well. NXT early days of Seth Rollins.
Yes.
I fucking hated him for that. Sorry. Fucking hated him.
Who's that one?
Seth Rollins in NXT.
He struggled massively. I mean, that was Tyler Black. Everyone knew who Tyler Black was from the Indies, and they tried to mould him into Seth, and it didn't work.
I still remember an episode of NXT where CM Punk actually comes in to try and give him the rub a little bit, and they're on screen together.
They cross each other and nod, didn't they?
But yeah.
Anyway, getting back to my topic, you pricks. I like I said at the beginning. I mean, I think it's just a true, it's a true tribute to the 90s Attitude Era. It was just all out violence, but it was done so well. There wasn't a brilliant storyline to the match at all, but how they utilised so many different weapons in that match. I mean, granted, one of my favourite moments in that is Britt Baker trying to put Thunder Rosa in a submission hold, which is essentially the yes lock or the crossface. Yeah. And Thunder Rosa, after having Britt Baker, tossed over her head and landing on a load of thumbtacks, tries to get her hand into this, get her into the lock. And Thunder Rosa just starts slamming her fucking hand down on the ground. Yeah. And there's pins everywhere. I think it's simple things like that, utilising what's around you for that time.
It's just those little
things.
It was
brilliant. It was just done so well, and it was a victory well deserved for Thunder Rosa, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, the Adam Cole thing that I was talking about
Stop trying to fuck me off tonight.
With the NXT title run, where it went a bit long, I felt the same about Britt. I felt she had that title for a while, and it was almost like no one could get it off her. It didn't feel like anyone could get it off her. I think the person who felt like the most legitimate at the time because of popularity was probably Tay Conti.
Oh, she can fuck right off at the moment.
Yeah. But at that time, do you remember Tay went after it?
Yes, that's right.
I can't remember anyone else being a threat to it.
Chris Starlander. I think she had
Chris Statlander.
That's it. I seem to be building her up.
I never saw it. Did you? Did you see it?
I think I see it.
I mean, did you see her being able to carry?
Well, ironically, the only one I can see carrying it now is who you've just talked about.
What, Tay?
No, Ember.
Yeah, well, that's I think Athena.
Yeah. I think that's the only one that can carry it at the moment.
I do think Statlander could carry it. Now she's changed her gimmick up a bit. She's no longer this alien kind of whatever she was. She's got a little bit more serious now. And I think now could be a good time for her to finally do carry it. But Ember I think is a good pick. I think she could eventually take the title and carry it.
I would just like to interject there slightly that we're going to change the name of this podcast to the Ember Moon Appreciation Society because that is literally all we've done. That's my first pick. I don't think there's anything else I can say for it. If you haven't watched it, I'll post a link. Spoiler alert: we've just ruined it, but get over it. If you're listening to this podcast and you like wrestling and you haven't seen it and it was only a few months back, then fucking shame on you. But go and check it out. I will post a link for it. It's really, really entertaining, absolutely brilliant, and the crowd are just so hyped. I mean, regardless, heel or face, the crowd are loving both the performers, which is fucking brilliant to see because they know the brutality of that match. They are putting 1,000% effort into it. Go and check it out.
I also think what made it better is, again, I'm not harping on about my point, I think that Thunder Rosa felt like a legitimate challenger.
I felt she'd been built up for it as well.
I felt that Britt was under threat.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I didn't.
Yeah.
I never felt that she was under threat. When Thunder Rosa come after her, I felt, she's pretty...
different.
Yeah.
And
different feelings.
It wasn't, an all hype build up for Thunder Rosa. It was very subtle. Which is the one thing AEW...
She was chasing. And
it's the one thing that AEW have got great for their storyline, is they don't ram it down your face.
No.
It's subtly done. It's built up over a period of time.
Yeah.
And then it's done.
True.
And it's fucking done perfectly. And that match ended that feud in the best way that it could.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally.
Mic drop. That's my number 3 pick. Boom.
It's a brilliant pick.
That was good.
I've just done...
For those that didn't see that, because obviously you can't, I just did a DX crotch shot.
Okay, Jonny. Well, I'm going to let you go for one
number
of them.
2,
Yeah.
One of ours is the same.
Yeah.
It is. Right.
I think actually both of them are.
I think
Yes,
you're
they
right,
are.
actually, yes. Okay, so my next pick, I'll take you to WrestleMania 22. It was the Ruthless Aggression era in the WWE, and it's Trish Stratus versus Mickie James.
Good pick.
Now, an interesting fact, going into this match, Trish Stratus had a record-breaking 441 days as champion.
Fucking hell. Yeah. I didn't realise it was that long.
Yeah, I didn't realise either, but yeah, it's a long old time.
Didn't she go through that hill stage and then go back into a face?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she did. So yeah, starting of the feud, it started back in sort of October time. Trish had just beaten Victoria on Raw, and Mickie James made her debut. She just ran. I think she came in from the crowd and sort of ran into the ring to kind of help Trish. But nobody knew who Mickie James really was then. It kind of happened over the next few months. Mickie would just come in and help Trish. And Trish kind of found it strange. And sort of Mickie was becoming a bit obsessed with her. Even on an episode of Raw around Halloween time, Mickie James dressed up as Trish and came to the ring wearing all of her clothes.
That? I'd forgotten.
The build-up for this is
That
absolutely
was so
amazing.
creepy.
Yeah, the whole build-up's just the fantastic.
When we talk about a build-up for a match, this really was well
Are
done.
we talking about the last time that WWE actually put some fucking effort in?
Yeah, it probably was.
Trying to think. It
Was
might
Vince
be.
on holiday? Or getting sued? No, we can't keep that in.
No, we'll go back to that.
Fucking editing job for me.
Keep saying it over and over. Get his work out of him. Sorry.
No, that's all. The match at WrestleMania was actually their second match. A lot of people have forgotten they had a match at New Year's Revolution in January of 2006, and
I've forgotten about that.
Trish actually won the match. Then I think it's coming up before WrestleMania. There's a Saturday Night's Main Event episode, and this is where Mickie finally snaps and turns on Trish. And then she starts having a shrine, and she's got all these photos of Trish all over the walls.
Full blown creepy.
Yeah, she just went crazy, just completely stalking her.
You've got to give her a credit. She played it brilliantly.
Oh, she did, yeah.
I read the story a bit different when we get to the end, which I'm gonna add to it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you both had the same pick, so you got to get it wrong.
We did.
Just fucking lazy.
Yeah, but I can't disagree. The only thing that I can add to it, I believe that Mickie took it to a romantic level, which was very strange around Christmas, because I remember them both dressed up as Christmas.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and she went to kiss her.
Yeah, under the mistletoe.
Yes.
Or something?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, that's definitely right.
Fucking hell.
So the WrestleMania match, it only lasted about 10 minutes. And
really?
Yeah, at the time, the WWE weren't really putting out women's matches, and they wouldn't last that long. It's not the greatest match, but the story for it all is just fantastic. It's like 6 months worth of story leading to this big match. The crowd were great throughout, and they actually turned on Trish and started cheering Mickie. They completely just just changed over completely. They messed the spot up at the end of the match, but they sorted it out and they kind of redid it again, and it was fine.
It's all right. We've got Ronda Rousey to thank for that.
Yeah, Mickie.
Fuck it, keep it in.
Mickie did have the bit where she licked her hand as well during the match, which has been edited out of a lot of like footage. I don't think it's even on the network anymore.
Well, just interjecting, this is my pick as well. Did they actually edit out the end where she grabbed a crutch?
Yes, I think they've edited that out as well.
Because that was the reason she won, really.
That was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the whole, flicking the V's and then licking her fingers up the middle of it, to obviously, simulate oral sex. I mean, that was shocking. Because, you got kids in the audience there. The PG era is kicked in by this point. Yeah, and she's doing that, and you're like, oh, shit. And then, a few minutes later, she goes and grabs a crotch.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
And obviously, where we're going is Mickie actually wins the match.
She does, she wins the match. And this was Mickey's first feud coming to the WWF, or WWE at the time. And it was probably her best one out of the whole career
absolutely.
She had.
I rate her massively.
Do you want to know how I read it? Yeah. I read it that it was a plan from the beginning. That this was that she was never a psycho. That she had manipulated the whole situation, and when she got the title, if you actually watch the match back, she goes into a bit of normality. As if I planned this whole thing to get into her head.
Straight away, there's another two performers who had a feud that reminds me of straight away, which is Paige and AJ Lee.
Yes, it's a very similar
mind
thing.
Games that copycatting each other. Paige, when she came down the ring to mock AJ Lee, she came down, hands behind her back, skipping. While AJ Lee was having a match, it put her off and she lost.
I'm pretty
sure that was a number one contenders match as well.
The way I read it was that Mickie was a mastermind and got into Trish's head, and she did all this, and we watched it as fans, and we were like, she's a stalker, she's a psycho, she's crazy, but it was all an elaborate plan.
Even once she fucking played it brilliantly. And
I suppose it's open to interpretation how people saw it. Because if you remember, I don't believe that Mickie was a psycho after that, was she?
No, I don't.
No, she always just came across as like the hyperactive cheerleader.
She just come down skipping.
Yeah.
So that's how I read that, and I thought that was masterful.
To be fair, I mean, that was from a creative point of view. I mean, for the two key characters that Mickie James always had, you've obviously got the WWE WWF version of Mickie James, which is a great character, and like you said, I agree with you totally, Johnny. Her first title run was the best one, but then you've also got her Hardcore Country.
That's it, yeah. Like two different, completely
two
styles,
polar opposites of each other, and I'll be honest, I do prefer the Hardcore Country version of her. But you can't take either of those characters away from her. She was brilliant.
I just loved that whole setup. I thought that was so well done. It was something really fresh in the women's division because it was actually built on these two could go in the ring as well.
Yeah.
I do find it a bit sad for 6 months worth of awesome build-up was over in a 10-minute match.
That's it, yeah.
They got their licks in though, didn't they? That was a good match.
Yeah, fucking literally one of them.
Yeah. I mean,
that's my shit joke.
I fell right fucking into that. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I mean, it is a good match. A woman that I just want to highlight, actually, this is not a tangent, I'm just going to put her name out there, I don't want to go too much on about it, who never gets any recognition, who was in WWE for quite a short period, but was a fantastic wrestler, was Jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz was such a good fucking
wrestler.
Yeah, she was good. I didn't even think of Jazz. Yeah.
She never gets talked about.
With Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria and Trish. In fact, that culminated in
WrestleMania, didn't it?
WrestleMania 19.
That's right. Yeah.
I believe it was 19.
I think you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah,
I'm amazed. I don't remember that one.
It was either 18 or 19. I believe it was 19.
One last thing about this Trish-Mickie feud. An interesting fact is Mickie James actually came up with the whole story herself, and she went to Vince, and Vince ran with it.
Yeah,
he was fine with it.
Yeah, and I don't know how.
I'm not even saying it. No.
I would like to see how the audience, our viewers, actually found the end. Was it open to interpretation?
After you pointing it out, yeah.
Because that's how I saw it. I saw it as it was a whole plan. an elaborate mind game plan to get into Trish's head.
I don't think I've ever really looked at it that way again. Before, I mean.
No, yeah,
maybe
same.
watch it again, because if that's the case, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
I think I might even watch maybe the next night of Raw just to see if she does carry anything on at all, which would be quite interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Right, so that's both of you for that one, isn't it? So it's back to me.
Yep.
Oh, happy days. Right, my number 2 pick. Not only is it Ember Love Night, it's apparently NXT Love Night. My next two are from NXT. My number 2 pick is from Evolution 2018. It's the Mae Young Classic final between Toni Storm and Io Shirai. Again, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because it is absolutely amazing. You know, the title of the match says it all, having the word classic in it. It is an absolute classic piece of wrestling work. And it shows, from Toni Storm and Io Shirai's love of the craft. My God, they put everything into this match. It is fucking phenomenal. It's so good. And it is such an absolute shame that they let 2 amazing wrestlers like that slip through their fingers.
Yeah.
Is Io gone?
That. Yeah, he was gone.
Oh, fucking.
She went...
She went a while ago, didn't
she?
Did she? I haven't been watching NXT 2.0.
Oh, no, she got brought up to the main shows, didn't she? The Kabuki Warriors with her and...
That's Kairi Sane.
Oh, sorry, that's something else.
That's right, yeah.
All right, sorry. I'm an idiot. Io Shirai's still there, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm being an absolute...
I thought she'd gone for some reason.
No, I think she has been injured. I'm pretty sure she's come back.
Kairi went because Kairi
wasn't it?
No, she got married and she wanted to go back to Japan.
Oh, I thought it was just a work visa was up and she decided to go back home.
No,
she
went back because I don't know if she was so much homesick, but she got married and she wanted to go back to Japan.
All right, so in that case, ignore my first statement about that because I've just managed to confuse myself totally like a fucking moron. So anyway, going back to that, it's just a match from the Mae Young Classic. Bollocks to the rest of it. Yeah. Oh, fuck,
but still a good match.
It is, yeah. It is a brilliant match.
It's a fantastic match.
So I'll completely counter what I've said already. I'll change that just to Toni Storm. Fuck me, they shit the bed when they let her go.
Absolutely.
Well, not let her go. She quit, didn't she?
Absolutely.
She handed her notice in. You know, when you're getting to a point when you're putting on like 5-star matches, in my opinion. And I did read up about this. Dave Meltzer gave this a 4.5.
Yeah. I absolutely love Toni Storm.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
You see, everyone's a fan of Rhea Ripley, and rightly so. But when NXT UK come along, Toni Storm was the person I was looking at.
Absolutely.
I wasn't looking at Rhea
100%.
Ripley at all. Because Toni Storm had been in, I think she'd been in Stardom, and she'd been in Glimmer, and she'd been in everywhere. She'd been absolutely everywhere, and she had such pedigree, and I was like, this is the next big star.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And look what happened to her.
Yep.
Oh, she's.
So what was the final straw for her? Getting a fucking cream pie in the face from fucking Charlotte Flair. And I don't blame her for wanting to go, I'm done.
Yeah, she just walked. And that's a different thing to the Naomi Sasha situation, because she walked because she weren't getting an opportunity.
No, that's right, yeah, it's completely different.
And she has main event capability all over. She really does. Same with Io Shirai.
I always thought that she did.
It's criminal that Shirai's not been brought up to the main roster. But, to be fair, I can't see her doing it. I think she's going to do the same as Adam Cole.
Io Shirai's a difficult one. I don't know if she's crossed into the real Western wrestling yet. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Asuka and Kairi
have kind of worked it
into it with the Kabuki Warriors and things like that. I think Io
still needs a bit of time. I think something not quite.
She's very. She's very culturally.
Yeah, and I think that's why she's not going to go. I don't think she'll want to change. As far as I'm concerned, and this is just my opinion, I don't see why she should have to change.
Not at all.
No,
I agree with you.
Her style is brilliant.
Yep. Yeah, she just keep it how it is.
It's a testament to the other people she's working with as well. She doesn't have to change her style of wrestling. Neither does the other person. When it works, it works. And I can't say I've watched a shit match with either of those two.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at it from WWE, how they work. I totally agree with you that the cultural Japanese style of her works.
Yeah.
I could see it from their point of view again. She's not ready yet.
That's it. And if they do bring her up, they'll get her to change anyway.
Yeah.
Everything about her.
They'll probably change her fucking name, mate.
Yeah, that'll change. That'll be the first thing that changes.
LA Knight. It's not even fucking go there. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Pricks. Not LA Knight. I'm just sorry. Just stating for the fact, I'm not calling LA Knight a prick there, or Eli Drake, or whatever you want to call him. But Dupree, what is that?
Oh, I don't even want to go there.
Oh, anyway,
is that the end of your one?
Yeah, it is. Go and watch it. I mean, the whole match is on YouTube. I watched it earlier. Oh, fuck! See, even YouTube got it wrong because I wrote it down for both of them. Either way, I'm still keeping it in there.
Keep both matches in
there. Yeah, keep them both. I need to go back and rewatch it.
I'm keeping that.
What actually has happened is you've confused me because I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what's right.
Life goal.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I'm kind of all over the place.
I know. All I know is that the final of the first Mae Young was Shayna, because Shayna was being built as that big bully.
She was, yeah, that's right.
And she faced Kairi, who was small, and Kairi beat her.
Yeah.
Kairi won the first one, and Toni Storm got to the semis, but I don't remember who knocked her out.
No,
I remember that elbow.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was. Well, I thought she was really injured.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was Toni Storm.
Either way, Mae Young Classic, Io Shirai, Toni Storm. It's staying in there. It's
or
definitely
Kairi Sane.
No, it's
Toni Storm.
No, it is definitely Io Shirai.
Okay.
It's definitely Io Shirai. Fuck off! You're confusing me now. It's my pick. Yeah, Io Shirai, Toni Storm. Go and check it out. It's fucking brilliant.
Go.
Awesome.
Boom. 2 done.
2 done.
Right, that's my number 2 pick done. Over to you guys.
Right, okay. Next pick. Me and James pretty much have got the same pick again, really. We've gone back to NXT again. And
NXT Love Night.
It is. That's definitely
the problem is with the way that the crowd was at the time, and how the crowd was so into everyone. And the way that Triple H made that women's division, how can you not?
No, that's it, yeah. The crowd reactions to everything.
Yeah.
Especially the old NXT, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
Everyone was just getting involved with it all.
It was all everything from the men's matches, women's matches.
Yeah.
It was all for the love of the craft.
Yeah, the big takeover events. Yeah. And everyone was looking forward to them.
The first women's War Games match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was, The
first women's War Games match.
Yeah, it was,
awesome.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
What was the first women's War Game? Was that Bianca Belair?
Team Ripley and...
Yeah. I remember Bianca Belair being on Baseless team.
Was she?
I think she was, yeah.
Okay.
It was really strange. This was before Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Was it Dakota Kai that did the heel turn?
Yes.
With the cage?
Yes, to Tegan. They were both on the same team.
Knee assault, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, she kicked her and then started smashing the cage.
Slamming her knee. We ain't even got to the pick and we've got her off on a tangent already.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go for it, Jonny, go.
Oh yeah, that's it. I forgot what pick I was on then. I forgot what topic I was on.
Forgot what we were talking about.
Where am I?
Cookery. What?
It was so Bayley and Sasha Banks. Obviously there are 2 matches. I'm going for mainly more and more going towards the Iron Woman match. And it was a fantastic match. You even had the women wrestlers in the crowd. You had Stephanie in the crowd as well, just cheering them all on. Yeah, they were all there. You had the whole 4 horsewomen there.
Yeah.
The crowd was hot throughout the whole match, from what I remember. It was...
The emotion in that match is amazing. The crowd is amazing. I think what you had there was you had Charlotte, Stephanie, and Becky
was
and
there.
Lita. I think it was that group.
That's right.
Yeah, and basically they had been called up. The basis of the match was Bayley has won against Sasha, but she had stayed at NXT.
Yes, been left behind.
Yeah.
Very much.
And it was all about respect. Sasha had been called up, but she come back for this match because she still believed that it was a fluke that Bayley won the first.
Yes, yeah. Because Bayley was pretty much built as the underdog of the whole 4 horsewomen.
Yeah. Yeah, so the basis of the match was, as I remember, and I'm going to test my knowledge on this again, I believe that Dusty had passed. And I think that Bayley came out with some sort of homage. I can't remember if it was her hand that was injured, but she had a polka dot.
Yes, there was something.
Did she have a headband as well?
Yeah. It was,
the yellow polka dots on the back
she did.
headband.
Definitely
she
around
did.
the time of his passing,
Yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Because I think they did the
Absolutely.
the Dusty tournament, the tag team tournament, was actually took place on that show as well.
Yep.
I
So
think
it was
that's the
very
first time
early
they
on,
run
wasn't it?
Yeah.
After the passing. Yeah, I think this was almost... It was kind of a homage to Dusty, this match. And
Rightly deserved as well.
But Sasha plays a part in this match amazingly as a heel.
It's a great match, the whole 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, as a submission match, Sasha works on the hand. I remember the hand being a massive part of this.
Yeah.
She smashes Bayley's hand into the stairs. She puts her hand in between the stairs.
That's
and she
right.
kicks them.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's a part... I can't remember if this is at the end, but it's quite close to the end, where Sasha's got her in the bank statement and she's kicking and stamping on that hand.
That's right, yeah.
Going for one of the falls. Bayley hangs on, and it's just a fantastic match, and both show respect at the end, do the locker room.
Yeah, everyone's standing and just applauding.
Yep.
It really is a fantastic match, and even Triple H comes out at the end as well.
Yeah.
And he's handing them both a bunch of flowers.
Yeah.
Just to say, thank you, and just showing his respect really for the match that they just had.
Yeah, it's a fantastic match. I think we'll leave it there, guys, and I think we'll let the audience, if they haven't seen that match, a very famous match, but if you haven't seen it, we won't spoil it too much. I think what we'll do is we'll leave it to you guys for us to, to comment on, basically. What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, definitely go out your way just to check it out. It's definitely a great match, definitely worth checking out. Well, definitely. So, you're going to have a look.
Yeah, and both as well, I think.
Yeah.
I think the first one and the second one.
Yes, they're both really good.
Yep.
Fair play. Good pick.
Brilliant.
Right, my last one.
Okay, mate.
Okay.
Again, surprisingly, comes from NXT. Mine actually comes from a house show. It's from December 2018. It's for the women's title. And it's Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley. And it's, spoiler alert, it's Rhea Ripley ending Shayna Baszler's 416-day title run. It's much like what you said with your previous pick. It's a heartstrings match.
Yeah.
Baszler was at her height of, her bully era.
Yeah.
Which will still be her best era.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because, quite frankly, she's fucking ruined in WWE at the moment. What a fucking waste.
I don't know how
since after that Elimination Chamber match where she decimated everyone, and then
what happened there? She
nothing.
Done the thing with Alexa Bliss with the doll.
Pointless.
It was Lynch that derailed her. She derailed her at WrestleMania.
Yeah, pointless.
She was absolutely dominant, and then Lynch come in during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had a match, and Lynch caught her with a roll-up.
Yeah, and then that's basically it, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the wrong decision. The decision was to put the belt on Baszler and to let her run amok for a little while, because Bayley had gone stale.
Yeah. This match is, I think it runs for about 17 minutes. It's not a very long match, but it has everything. Every single bit of, technical ability, and, we all know Shayna Baszler's work in that era of NXT. As a technical wrestler, as far as she goes, I think she's going to be held as one of the greats.
Oh, she's very good, yeah.
She is absolutely, for her, on the floor capability is second to none.
She had wonderful, wonderful feud. She had a great feud with Kyrie, who was the polar opposite of what Shayna Baszler was. She was almost like a cartoon character, and it was such a dynamic in the ring, and
but it worked.
Yeah, and it's such a shame.
And again, this shows this all goes back to fair credit to Dusty Rhodes, Triple H and Shawn Michaels and William Regal. The creativity that those four have had on that brand at the time, while they were there.
Can I just interject and name another name? Who's really important? Fit Finlay. Really,
yes.
Has a lot.
Speaking of which, there was a comment that I read online today Paige had actually retweeted it, and it's a statement from William Regal.
Okay.
Might be a bit of a controversial one, I think, but after having a long thought about it, I'm going to agree with this statement that the two of the biggest pioneers to come from ring work and promo work, in William Regal's eyes, is Paige and Emma.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
In what regards? What in ring work?
In ring work and promo. I will agree, purely on the basis of they got better and better with every performance
I
they
do
put
think they
in.
got better each time.
I agree with they got better.
Yes. Maybe not two of the greatest, but they definitely improved and got better over time.
Well, I mean,
They're pioneers. If you're saying in the terms of pioneering, because obviously those two were in the final of the first ever women's title match.
Yeah.
The problem with Emma is she'll always be scarred with that really bad Australian gimmick.
Yeah,
where she comes down with the dance.
Yeah, I was just thinking that right now.
I'm choosing to ignore it.
She was with Santino as well, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And her arms were like, I don't know what she was doing.
She was so much better than that. Well, they tried for some reason. WWE. I mean, I don't want to actually call them racist, but they always had this way of stereotype.
To go with the stereotype.
Yeah, they stereotyped as similar to a bushwhacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I suppose that's the closest thing you can
like
kind of put it to it.
Yeah,
really.
like they.
But then why wouldn't they have done that with Tony Storm?
Oh, I've got no idea.
So,
you know,
it's like they pick
absolutely
and choose.
no idea.
Oh, this one's great. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, look at this one. It's another Australian. Oh, fuck it. Make her.
I mean, if you go back
an Aussie joke.
If you go back and watch Emma when they were doing that, it's
cringeworthy. But you look at the stuff that she's doing under her name, Tenelle Dashwood.
She was doing well.
Brilliant.
She was doing well when she actually went back to NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had a wonderful feud with Asuka.
Yeah. But it goes back to the creativity and the story, telling and longevity is that key word that we always use. The longevity that NXT put into their characters, they know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're, behind the scenes, they're lovers of this craft. Whereas you get to WWE and they're in it for a fucking paycheck.
I'm going to explain that to you because I saw you look a bit confused. When Asuka first debuted, Emma and Dana Brooke were in a stable in NXT.
Okay.
And they mocked Asuka. They come out on her debut and they tapped her on the head and went, "Good to see you," that.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, and first of all, Asuka took Dana Brooke down, but Emma was the bigger person in the stable. And do you remember they done an NXT UK, an actual takeover pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Emma and Asuka was the match there. It wasn't for a title, and it was a great match. And that's another one.
NXT London.
Can you remember the crowd pops when Emma came out, though?
No.
Huge.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. So even the Brit crowds know talent when they see it.
Yeah.
But then she get called back up to SmackDown. Well, they kept showing videos
of
her.
No,
saying she's
Emmalina.
coming soon. But, did she ever... I don't think she ever appeared, did she?
Fuck all.
No, she appeared once, and she come out, and she said, "This is the makeover of Emmalina," and walked back out, and then come back out as Emma again.
Yeah. That was it. that was all there was to it.
Wasted talent, slipped through the fingers.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to this match, it's like I said, it's only 17 minutes long. It's not a long match, but it's like I said, for your previous pick, it's a heartstrings match. Baszler was in the prime of her bully career, and she's brilliant. Ripley was the upcoming star.
She was also the person who started to look like she was a legitimate threat because at this point, Baszler looked unstoppable. And Ripley suddenly come up from NXT UK and looked and they built her as, "I'm a legitimate threat to you."
And she is.
I've never really... I don't know what it is about Rhea Ripley.
Swear to God, if you start bad-mouthing Ripley, that's it. Your contract's going in a fucking shredder.
I don't know what
By the way, you've got to sign that at the end of this episode.
Okay, yeah. I've lost my pen.
Just be fucking careful where you're going here, man.
Rhea Ripley. Okay. I don't know what it is.
Out!
I don't know what it is.
Out!
I don't know what to say. She is a good worker. I don't know what it is. There's just something about her I don't like, and I can't put my finger on it. I just can't figure out what it is. Maybe it's the way she dresses. I don't remember his hair. I don't know.
For me, the only
I
thing...
am fucking dying on the inside today. I really am.
The only thing that I would agree with you
I
on
swear to God, if you're going to join it, then we are fucking done.
To a tiny extent, is I always, when they were both down in NXT UK, so I think there was a little bit deep down of a rivalry there with both of them being Australian.
Yeah.
And I always saw Tony as the bigger star. But that was because of her longevity.
Fucking pair of pricks.
No, I like Rhea. I like Rhea.
Oh, she's brilliant.
My biggest issue with Rhea is probably a little tiny bit personal, and it's WWE's fault, is Tony Storm. I thought Tony Storm was the better, because them two to me had a little bit of a rivalry. If anyone watched NXT UK, that Aussie rivalry was there a little bit, and I always thought Tony had the pedigree. I just felt so sorry for Tony. Personally, I did. Always did.
You're so lucky on this podcast that you can't actually see my face. I'm fucking livid.
Do you not like Tony then?
I do. I just think Rhea Ripley's better.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel that Tony's got a little bit more pedigree.
Really? Rhea's out now, isn't she, for about 6 months or something, I heard today.
Is she really? I heard she was in the title match.
No, she's been taken out of it.
Oh, no.
Something to do with her brain or something.
God.
In it, not Sasha. Belair versus Carmella now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
What a fucking replacement!
Why do they always go to Carmella when someone's injured?
Because she's doing fuck all and she's going to say yes to anything.
When was the last time she went to TV?
Didn't they do that with Carmella before?
Yeah.
With Belair?
Yeah.
Did.
I think it was a Royal Rumble or something, and someone got injured and Carmella come in, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's quite... Yeah, I think that's what happened.
I'm really sorry, and because of course Carmella's going to be listening to this. Tunes in every month. I'm really sorry, love, but you annoy the fuck out of me. You tell me she's good at promos.
That's got to be WWE's decision, isn't it?
Of course it is.
I can't see Carmella actually standing forward and going, I'm number one contender. They're choosing, choosing it, aren't they?
This is a SmackDown title, isn't it?
That was one of the titles.
Right. Either way, can we just at least can we just name at least 5 wrestlers from the women's division that are just a little bit better than? But just not even a little bit better. Fucking Goldberg's, mate. The ring post is better than her.
Well, 5 of the fuckers are in Money in the Bank, aren't they? That's the issue.
I can't even think of 5.
Right, hang on. Right, stop right now, because I'm gonna. When we go into the topics at the end, I'm gonna bring up.
Well, it can't be Bliss. It can't be. It can't be Liv, because they're both in the Money in the Bank.
Left?
Who else is in Money in the Bank?
We'll get to this in a minute. Shut the fuck up.
But that
maybe Sasha. She'll come back.
But that is a problem, isn't it? Because who the fuck do you put in there if you put the whole woman's...
Bailey's still sitting around since October.
Yeah, what is she doing?
They've got nothing for her.
Nothing. No, she hasn't found the door to knock on, that's why.
Fuck it.
Anyway, go and check this match out. Like I said, it's a proper heartstrings match, because obviously, Ripley was built up to be, she was this up-and-coming powerhouse. Yes, she is a powerhouse, but I'd also like to point out the fact that her, groundwork... It's not on par with Baszler, but she fucking dealt with it well. And I'm pretty sure this is the only time when a title has changed hands, the crowd have invaded the ring.
Okay.
For NXT,
yeah,
anyway.
I can't think of...
Definitely for NXT. I can certainly think of ECW.
Yeah, ECW.
I think they broke.
It's not just the fucking people you got to worry about invading the ring, it's the chairs. But yeah, that's how much that match meant to the fans, and that's why it's my number 1 pick.
Yeah.
It meant a lot, not just to see Baszler dethroned after 416 days, but to see someone they put the time and effort in to build her up as a legit star, only to have it stripped by fucking Charlotte Flair a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Which was, that's up there with the squash with Belair by Lynch. It weren't needed.
No.
Nobody needed that. And you pushed her right back down to where she started. After all that effort, that she's, that must have been heartbreaking for her.
I always thought with that match that there could have been an element of Charlotte winning, But the most important thing was to make and protect Rhea Ripley. So I think I spoke to you about this at the time. I remember speaking to you. I would have had... Do you remember it was done on a leg injury? I would have had Ripley pass out. I would have had Charlotte cheating and cheating and cheating. I wouldn't have had a tap.
No.
I would have sold it.
Yeah.
So the cheating went on and she couldn't really beat her.
Yeah. She refused to give in.
Yeah, and she refuses to give in, and the referee calls it because she goes out.
Match,
Because that wouldn't hurt her.
With what they actually went
that
on
would
to
have made
do,
her bigger.
What they actually went on to do was just squash her.
Yeah.
Fucking pointless. That's the only issue I've got with the match is what happened afterwards. That was pointless. It wasn't fucking needed.
Well, it was very strange because as I remember what happened after that, I'm trying to go in my head of what happens. Didn't they do In Your House and Io Shirai took it straight off Charlotte?
Yeah.
And it just deflected straight off of Charlotte and Rhea.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, pointless.
Io just suddenly got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Bay's I feel so sorry for her. She's so much better than...
Same.
And she also hasn't got a long time frame because of her age.
Yeah, again, it's a shame.
Yeah.
They should have given her what she was, what I personally think, you guys might disagree, she is due that big run.
Yeah,
she worked really, really hard. When you put into contrast what they've given Ronda, and I don't want to get on to a bashing of Ronda.
It's all right, she listens quite regularly as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Sitting at home with her top.
She says hi, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. On a farm with her pigs
yes.
and her views.
Bill says hi, by the way, too.
But I've got to be careful. I'm such a cunt. So, I forgot what I was fucking saying now. I was talking about the contrast between Ronda and... Don't worry, I'll edit that bit.
No, keep it in, mate.
Yeah. So, she went through the indie scene. And she actually worked heavily with Mercedes Martinez for years.
Yeah, she's paid her dues.
They were in a team together, a faction. So sort of Ronda come in, but Baszler had done all the groundwork because Baszler was a legit wrestler, had gone through the indie scene.
That's true, yeah.
And she's a legit hard ass.
Yeah.
Where Ronda just came in and was basically just giving it to her.
Yeah.
Because of who she was. It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when she shit on the fans and the fucking backstage and the other wrestlers. And then she comes back and gets spoon-fed it again.
I forgot she was still there. She's even champion at the moment, isn't she?
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's the SmackDown match. Shayna and Natalya.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the feud between... Yeah. Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Excuse me.
There we go.
That's my number one pick.
Okay.
It's a great match. It really is a great match. Go and check it out. And as always, we'll end up posting links for it on our Facebook page anyway. So,
Definitely.
Yeah. Now on to the obscure,
dun, dun, dun.
weird shit. So basically we
let's get bizarre.
Yeah, we our next topics we're going to cover, best or worst, really, obscure, odd, and just weird shit, really.
So just asking you guys, as this pick was mine, did you find this quite hard at the start and then realise it wasn't that hard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a little while. I had to sit there for just.
You asked me on Facebook message to clarify what I meant.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
yes.
I even asked you to send it to me again because I was like, I was trying to think about it, and then went, "What the fuck he was on about?"
When you explained it, I thought, there we go.
I think it was kind of my, was that your revenge thing for me putting you on the spot with the last episode?
No, so I had that planned. I actually had that planned because of my number one pick. I always wanted to talk about this.
Oh, fuck me, I'll just pick one.
Okay, we can just pick one if you want to.
That's fine, then. Well, it's all right.
I can go with two.
Go for it.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, my one takes place with WCW.
Yeah.
In 1995, and it's such a strange set of events. This isn't even about the pay-per-view. This is about the location.
Right.
This is Collision in Korea.
Right.
And this is WCW in North Korea in 1995.
They only done one of these shows, didn't they?
I think.
Well, yeah, they didn't have the permission from the US government to go over there. They just went over there.
Oh.
You need to look this up. This is unreal.
Okay.
Right, so basically what happens is they make a decision. I'm not going to go into the politics of this, but they make a decision with New Japan because of, I think it's Inoki, and he's in trouble politically. So he wants to put on a peace, like, isn't it? It's like a...
like a rest in peace festival kind of thing.
Right. So he decides...
Just that idea alone sounds
I
fucking
know.
mental.
He decides to ask WCW to go to North Korea.
As you do.
You got to remember, 1995, we've only just started to learn a bit about North Korea now. No one has ever been over there. And if you listen to Eric Bischoff's podcast, Eric Bischoff is told that he is the 7th American to go over there and not be shot down in a plane or killed on the ground.
Oh dear.
Yeah, right. That's from his podcast. That's how...
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
So, basically, they get over there and they're taken over in a military jet.
Right.
So they go to the
That's right,
airport, right? And they think, oh, we're going to get on a commercial jet, all these wrestlers. They don't. They get on a military plane. This is unreal.
Just gets
Right?
worse.
Yeah, so they land and they're all split into pairs immediately. And they're given a member of the Secret Service, the police of North Korea, who looks after them in pairs. And they are taken rounds and they are fed propaganda. The whole time they're there, they are told...
This genuinely sounds like the setup for Team America World Police 2.
They probably got it off of this.
Fucking hell.
Basically, there's a story that Eric Bischoff says, and this is quite a harsh story, and I'll leave this in if the guys agree with it, but this, you need to listen to Eric Bischoff. I'm quoting him. They are told that the statue, which is like the Arc de Triomphe, which they've made in North Korea, is a tribute to the millions and millions of North Koreans that were incarcerated and gassed by the Americans during World War II.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Unreal, isn't it?
Okay.
And they had to keep quiet while this was all going on. So Eric Bischoff,
Jesus Christ.
it's unreal, mate. And I've got so much more, but I'm just going to leave this with you, some of the main highlights. So, just because Eric Bischoff tells the story, because Eric Bischoff tells the story, it's just so shocking. So he manages to get away from one of the aides. You know, like one of these secret police people who are watching in the hotel room.
Minder, basically.
And he doesn't really still get it. He doesn't get what sort of situation he's in. So he decides to go out for a run. And what he doesn't know is that while he goes out for this run, most North Koreans are told that an American man, especially, will come and rape their women and their children. I'm not joking. And there's Eric Bischoff running in the middle of Pyongyang down while the school kids are coming out.
Oh my God.
Looking at them all, like smiling, going hi, like that. And they're all absolutely in fear of their life because they've been fed so much propaganda. So when he comes back, he's read the riot act and he says, quote, in his interviews, I'm quoting a lot of this, he says the woman who was the special police woman who he was with was so scared she thought she was going to the gulag for losing him.
Fucking hell.
He could tell.
Right, send me the link for this podcast.
I will.
Easy.
I'm not even.
Tracksuit
I
bottoms.
know. I'm not even going to go into
You referred to him as Easy. Oh, God.
Slick black hair.
Oh, my God.
I'm not even,
back.
guys.
Oh,
Better than
lock
ever.
up your wife. Oh, no, Stu, that's too much.
I'm not even going to go into the event because this is enough. I'll let you all go. The events that happened there. I also should say, did I already say that as soon as they landed, their passports were confiscated?
No.
So they had no...
Jesus, and once you're there,
they've got control of you.
You're never coming home.
Christ.
So,
why would you agree to that?
Yep, so...
Why wouldn't you get
it gets
permission
worse.
from the US government? God, I can't imagine it getting any better.
So Scott Norton is having a little bit of trouble with his wife. Because obviously wrestlers, they go out on the road and she doesn't always know where he is.
Yeah.
At this point, he's in fucking North Korea, but she thinks he might be having it away. So she manages somehow, or he, I don't know how this works because it's North Korea, but a phone call gets put through. And they have an argument over what Scott's up to, Scott Norton.
Right.
And he says, God damn it, leave me alone. I'm in this place and it sucks. And immediately, two people come after him, take him to the bottom of the hotel.
Shit, so the phone was tapped.
Yes. The whole place was tapped. And interrogate him beyond words. I can't remember. I'm going to say allegedly because I cannot remember, but I'm sure a gun is pulled on him.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Ric Flair, at the end, when they go to leave, I haven't even mentioned the wrestling. When they go to leave, Ric Flair is asked to give a speech about how he condemns the evil acts of America and now supports North Korea and refuses to do it, and somehow they get back home. You need, any of you that haven't heard this ridiculous story, you need to listen to it. It's unreal.
Thing is, it's still not on the WWE network yet either.
I shouldn't think it fucking is.
It's never going to get on there.
It's on YouTube.
Can you imagine if Dark Side of the Ring did an episode of this?
I believe they have.
I think they have.
You're kidding me?
They did.
Really?
Yes.
The first or second season, I think.
Yes. This is a big story. It is.
Shit.
I'm going to plug where this comes from. This comes from 83 Weeks, which is Eric Bischoff's podcast, and it's Collision in Korea.
Jesus
Check
Christ.
it out. You won't believe the stories in there.
Fucking hell, I'm worried about what our picks are going to be now. They're going to be nowhere near as good as that.
One thing from this show, though, I heard that it's had the largest attendance in any wrestling show.
It did, and I was going to go into that, but the issue is, Johnny, that it can't be counted because you can count it by people, but you can't count it by buys because it was obligatory to go. Because it's a dictatorship and they were all forced to go. They didn't even know what wrestling was.
Is this the same as what was it, when North Korea were knocked out of the World Cup in South
and
Africa?
they told them that they won.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you remember, we know a bit more about them at that point. That's 2014. This was 1995.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
Good luck topping that,
yeah,
baby.
I've been waiting to do that one for so long.
I bet you have.
Fucking hell.
Sorry about some of the language I used in there, guys, about certain things which are very, very sensitive topics, but I am quoting Eric Bischoff.
Easy E. Still running through the streets.
In my 6
You need to listen to Eric tell that story. It's unbelievable.
I want to.
I'm going to have to, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Right.
tells it miles better than me.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, good luck, Johnny.
Okay, right, here we go. Just let you know, there is no easy E Eric Bischoff in this story. But I will take you back to May 26th, 1996. Ooh. It was a stormy night. The wind was howling. The rain was coming down.
This is a great fucking setup.
This is the best intro ever.
This isn't actually even that fucking...
I haven't even wrote this bit down. I never even wrote this down. This has just come to me now.
You're over-dramatising this so much. It's
I am,
brilliant.
yes.
The trees had no leaves on them.
Crash went the thunder. Flash went the lightning.
I bet this sounds so good on there.
But yeah, right. So where was I? May 26th, 1996. It's the WWF, and they are putting on In Your House 8, Beware of Dog. Now, the show started as normal. You had free-for-all match, which was the Smoking Guns versus the Godwins.
Is that the one when Phineas is obsessed with Sonny?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
Weren't a lot of wrestlers at that era.
I thought you were going to say Cloudy then. We got into it before, didn't we?
We're not going down that one again.
No. We've been there. We won't go again.
There's another joke I could have made, and I'm not doing it.
I was waiting for it. Okay, so yeah, the free-for-all match. Then it was followed by Mark Romero versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And then the Savio Vega versus Steve Austin Caribbean strap match. And as the match was about to start, they both just made their entrances. The power goes off. Complete darkness. The TV trucks have gone. The lighting has all gone out. Everything. There is nothing left. You got the guys in the ring. There's no one to talk to anybody anywhere. It's just pitch black. Eventually they...
But I just want to interject, Jonny, just for a laugh. They're still wrestling.
They are still wrestling. If you
watch the Coliseum home video bit, it shows where they go out and they're still wrestling in the pitch black. Yep. You can see the strap going up with the shadow.
Fair shout to him.
Eventually, I think they managed to get like a little light on the ring posts. But people who'd paid for the pay-per-view couldn't see it. All TVs had gone out.
Bloody hell.
Due to this, only 2 matches were shown on the pay-per-view. The building didn't have a generator to back anything up either. There was nothing. No one could see a thing apart from the fans in the crowd on limited light.
Fucking shadows.
Yes, that was it.
When we say pitch black, guys, we mean pitch black.
It was black, yeah. But for some reason, they just decided to carry on with the show. Just match after match. And the thing is, which was interesting, Vince McMahon has a button in his room in the back that he could talk to whoever, like the commentators and stuff. It didn't even work. So in the end, Vince McMahon just got up and just decided to watch the matches because there was nothing he could do. It was out of his hands. And I remember reading somewhere that he just stood there and goes, "Oh, this is a really good match. We've got 2 really good workers here."
Which is at the point where someone tapped him on the shoulder and goes, Vince, you're watching the toilet cubicles. Oh, shit.
When the power finally did come back on, it was the main event. Shawn Michaels versus the British Bulldog. Now, if you go back and watch the actual video release, it kind of goes the 2 first matches, then the main event, and then the rest of the card.
It does, because it's held over 2 nights.
Yeah, it's so strange because after this, I don't think they even offer people refunds because they're going to put on they're going to do it again.
What?
They reschedule it for Beware of Dog Part 2 on the Tuesday night. So they go from the first part on a Sunday, Monday Night Raw on the Monday, but then back to the pay-per-view on the Tuesday. Yeah. So I have no idea how they explained it on Raw unless Raw was taped that night.
Oh, it must have been.
Yeah, it must have been. So, Beware of Dog Part 2 was on the Tuesday night. And when they put it on the TV, they started with the matches that had already happened on the first night. And then they got onto the matches that hadn't happened on the TV, but had happened on the first night in the darkness. And put them on the TV live.
As I say, I go back to what I just said. The amazing thing about it, I'm sure you've got it on VHS or seen it. They actually explain it, and they show the lights go out, and I'll never get over the scene as I just explained. You see Steve Austin and Savio Vega still working on the footage they've got.
It's true. There's an interesting fact though. It's quite funny. Mankind, he was under the ring. And he was waiting. What? He was waiting to come up at some point during the show for a match because I was getting interfere with Goldust and Undertaker match. I think. And he didn't know what was going on. All the lights had gone off. The monitor under the ring had gone off. He could still hear the matches going on, but he had no idea when to get up. So Bruce Pritchard had to creep out without anybody seeing him, kind of look underneath the ring to kind of like he was doing something, and just shout through to Mick Foley saying, "We have no power. We need to remove you from the ring." And he sort of somehow they got him out of there and got him to the back without anyone really noticing.
Oh my god!
It was a very interesting,
an absolute shit show by the sound of
two-part
it.
show. Yes.
To be honest, you've done it such a service because it was actually quite, at the time, we're talking about it now and going, wow, that's amazing. But at the time, everyone was sort of, meh. Weren't they? Do you remember? Because it isn't that great a pay-per-view.
No, it's not, no.
And everyone was like, whatever.
It's just one of the B shows.
I think it was the Bulldog and Shawn Michaels.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It was their first match, and they had a rematch the following month, King of the Ring, I think. And it was the whole thing about Shawn being in love with the Bulldog's wife, and they were having a court case against her and stuff in the storyline.
Do you know what? I might save that as a bad storyline because for another topic, because I've got a lot of information that I can give out about that, which is so shocking. And it's from the Bulldog and Diana's side. It's not from Shawn's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
nice pick.
That was it. Yeah.
All right, mine's. I'm not even going to bother saying the year or month or whatever it was. It's quite simple, quite quick. I still remember seeing this at a very young age as a young kid and being absolutely shocked. And it is the Jake the Snake Roberts King Cobra biting Macho Man Randy Savage. I watched it a few hours ago actually before I came over here. I can't honestly say I've ever seen so many kids cry from one incident. It's fucking haunting, man. You know, that is an enormous King Cobra.
It's very dark for the time.
Yeah,
especially that sort of time. And
it's, much the same, like the promo the shoot that Jake Roberts does before Macho Man gets in the ring, because obviously at the time you've got Vince McMahon, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Macho Man doing commentary.
I think it happened on an episode of Superstars of Wrestling.
I believe you're right. Yeah. He really lays into him. Really. I mean, he is. We all know Jake Roberts is quite possibly one of the most gifted men on the mic.
Yeah, he had done it 3 times.
Yeah.
This was the 3rd time, and this was the one that made Macho Man react.
Yeah, and the entire time, Vince was being Vince, with his usual shtick commentary.
Yeah, over the top.
But you had Piper, who was the perfect person, which is ironic to be the voice of reason out of the 3 of them, because we all know what Piper's like. He ain't going to back down from any fight, be it in the ring or out of the ring, let's be honest. And he was that, voice of reason going, leave it, Randy, don't rise to it, leave it. And then Roberts has a pop at him. So I see that you've lost your balls. Why don't you go and wear that skirt that Roddy Piper's wearing?
That's right.
And that is what got him to rise up. Yeah. You've insulted me, now you're insulting me, mate. And he goes for him. But that entire time, Piper is going, no, don't do it. And he goes down there, and we all know what happens. He suckers him in because the ref tries to get, Macho Man to calm down, don't get involved. And Roberts being Roberts, the snake that he was, sucker punched him from behind, and we all know that, the rest is history.
I see, yeah. Is this the same time when Jake slapped Elizabeth, or was that on a separate show?
I'm going to stop you all there, and I'll tell you why I'm going to stop you all there, because this, as Stu will know, is a real special feud to me.
Yeah.
And I want to do this in another topic.
Absolutely.
So
fine.
if we can just, if it's all right with you guys, we can just stick to the snake bite.
Yeah.
Because in another topic, this is a real special feud to me. Massively special.
It is the reason that I picked this is it was shocking.
Yeah.
It's so obscure. It's something that didn't belong.
It was different.
In professional wrestling. And like you said, fuck me, it was dark.
Yeah,
it's something you'd more see in the attitude.
What you just mentioned doesn't happen during the snake bite. That does not happen. It does not.
I didn't think it.
Yeah, it does not.
We'll leave that bit.
All I'm going to say is Tuesday at Texas.
Right.
Yes. That's yes, I remember now.
I did, as I was talking to you guys beforehand. While I was watching this clip on YouTube, another clip came up underneath. And it was Jake Roberts being interviewed on Joe Rogan's podcast. I love Joe Rogan's podcast, and for anyone, I know he's hit or miss, he's Marmite, you love him or hate him. His podcast is brilliant. He's fucking brilliant. He has the conversation ranges that he has with, you know, everyone and anyone, to be honest, from, you know, pop culture to political political characters, this, that and the other. Granted, he gets some absolute pricks on his show, right, but you can't help but watch. You know, I'm sure if one of the Paul brothers ends up going on there, I'll watch it because I hope to God he fucking rinses the pair of pricks. Anyway, enough about him. But the interview, there's a little section where Jake Roberts is talking to him on there, and by all accounts, according to Jake Roberts, that snake, granted it was, you know, obviously devenomized or defanged, whatever you want to call it, but it still had teeth. Mm-hmm. As you can see by the puncture wound still on his arm when the snake finally gets released. He is bleeding.
He is, yeah.
And he's coming out quite quick. By all accounts, he met as he found out that they missed an artery. The snake missed an artery by about 4 millimeters. You know, that could have gone so wrong because it ain't like you can control a wild fucking animal where it bites.
Oh no.
You know. Also it came to he also told a story of how amazingly difficult it was for Roddy Piper to be involved in that section because apparently he was absolutely fucking petrified of snakes. Now, you know, we're talking about what, a 6-7 foot cobra, was it?
Yeah, it must have been.
It was huge.
Yeah.
King cobras, they're big.
Yeah.
We all know they're big. Cobra, I don't give a shit. It's a snake. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm fine with holding, you know, a couple of mates of mine that have had, you know, African corn snakes. Absolutely fine. When one's the same fucking length as me, jog on.
Absolutely.
You know, that hood's not there for decoration purposes. It's there to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Piper, absolutely petrified of snakes, and obviously Jake the Snake Roberts, you know, playing a practical joke, apparently dumped one in his car. And Piper was so fucking scared of it, he pulled a gun on him. In true Rowdy Roddy Piper style.
Yep.
And he was fucking legitimately furious with him because he knew how terrified he was. And obviously Jake Roberts being Jake Roberts, he found it fucking hilarious.
Don't call him Hot Rod for no reason.
Exactly.
Have you guys heard the story of, it's obviously Savage is well known for being a little paranoid. Have you guys heard?
Say.
I know, but have you heard?
I thought the madness was just because he was a bit angry.
Have you guys ever heard the story of how he made Jake in the locker room get bitten by the snake?
No.
I've heard something. I'm pretty sure I've heard something about this.
He believed that it might be a hit job on him.
Oh, fuck off. Really?
And he said, is that snake devenomized? Is it? I don't believe it is, and all this. So I love Randy Savage. I think he's great, but he was extremely paranoid at times.
Yeah.
And he made Jake get bit by it to prove it wasn't a hit job on Randy. True story.
Wow.
Yep. According to Jake, true story.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which I find just, can you imagine in the locker room that taking place?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, we all know what Jake Roberts was like. You know, well known for being the, should we say, wine nut merchant.
Can you imagine him sitting there having to go, here, Randy, look, and getting the cobra and putting it on his arm and
hanging a snake off your arm. Are you all right with that, mate?
Yeah.
Is that good enough for you?
Sit him in the circle.
I've got a shit ton of scorpions out back. Do you want to have a go on them fuckers and all?
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Nice. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's my one pick. It's done.
Okay, mate.
Okay.
That's cool.
Right.
Do we want to go through any more? I've got a short one that we can all talk about.
Yep.
I've got one that I wouldn't mind talking about.
Okay.
And then I could just quickly do me last little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I might just throw it in. We'll see.
We've also got a couple of social media posts from listeners as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll let you... Yeah,
well,
you guys go
Do you want
first.
to do yours first?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to do mine first. Now, a lot of people might not agree with the one that I've picked, but this pay-per-view, and I've gone for whole pay-per-views because...
You're a show-off.
Yeah, well... I could have put just one match in here, a really infamous match.
Right.
But for me, on a personal level, this pay-per-view is the strangest pay-per-view I have ever seen WWF produce, and it's Unforgiven 99.
Right.
this pay-per-view just... Everything about it just doesn't feel right.
Right.
Like the booking, the storylines.
What was on it out of curiosity? I can't remember.
Okay, so when it starts off with Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler.
Right.
And it cuts to the front of the stadium.
Right.
Or the arena, where they are. And the referees are all striking and they've got placards.
They've got big boards, yeah.
And they're
big signs.
Yeah,
all
big
made
signs saying, what was it, unsafe working environments and things like that. So the story of the pay-per-view, guys, is that the referees are on strike and trainers and people from out the back are going to have to referee matches. Okay?
Is this a legit storyline or
no?
It's
a work,
right?
But it ruins the matches because these guys are not. The referee actually has a really, really important job, and these guys aren't really up to it. And if you watch the matches, they're a little bit strange, all of them, because of this. And just to list off a couple of names, Harvey Whippleman is one. Dr. Tom Pritchard is one.
Right.
These are referees for the night. Steve Lombardi is one. And the crowd spent... I can't remember what match it is, but this is how strange this is. Because he at one point played Doink the Clown.
Yeah.
During the match, the crowd just chant, Doink, Doink, Doink. They're not even watching the match. They're just interested in him being the referee, right?
Right.
So... That's the first strange thing. Because to me, to do it for a whole pay-per-view is just weird.
Yeah.
Right? So, moving on, the first thing, obviously the most infamous thing that happens from this is the Kennel from Hell match. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so the storyline of this match, this is just fucking unbelievable, is that Big Boss Man wants to be friends with Al Snow after they've had a feud.
Right.
And he invites him up to his hotel room for dinner. What Al Snow doesn't know is that his beloved little chihuahua, Pepper, is what's for dinner. And I don't think I need to go into any graphic detail, but Al Snow and him are eating it. He tells him, and then he beats the hell out of Al Snow.
Something interesting about that, though. In the hotel room that Big Boss Man invites Al Snow up to,
they're
both in their wrestling clothes.
I know, it's just fucking weird,
Big Boss Man's in his,
his black
police vest and stuff.
And Al Snow's...
Pay me t-shirt, Job Squad, and...
Right, so Al has been pitching this idea for ages, and he's really excited about it. And this is real life, what I'm talking now. He's devised in his mind a match that's like the ultimate violence and vengeance for this act.
Right.
And it's the blue cage. Do you remember the old blue steel cage?
Yeah, I remember that.
With the Hell in a Cell over it.
Yeah.
Right? I know, it's so funny. And Rottweilers are going to be all round the ring. On the outside of the Hell in a Cell. And the idea is the match starts in the ring.
Yeah.
And you must escape the blue cage, lands where the dogs are, and somehow get out through the door. Right? So, this match, all I wanted to watch... Right, the crowd don't get this at all. If you watch this, the crowd are in silence, right?
I still don't get it.
No, so...
Yeah,
so what happens is, first of all, the dogs ain't ready. I don't know if you noticed that when you watched it, but they're not even down when it starts, right? Yeah. They ring the bell as the Big Boss Man is not actually in the ring. He's on the outside of the Hell in a Cell. And what he could have done was, in reality, is just open the door and won the match. Because all you got to do is open the Hell in a Cell door.
Oh my God.
So, anyway, so I think they're waiting for the dogs. I think that's what's going on. Because I think Boss Man's supposed to not be able to get in. But the dogs ain't there. So then these guys come down and they are legitimately, they look like trainers from Crufts. Right, didn't they? And they come down with these rollers, right? And these Rottweilers are happy as anything. Like, they're bouncing up and down. They're not angry, right?
Tails wagging away.
Yeah.
Oh, right? Day out for me.
So one of them...
Who's got the tennis ball?
This gets better. Believe you me, it's so fucking good, right? So... They show the dogs coming in. I think they're supposed to be doing it like for dramatic effect. And one of the dogs takes a piss up the Italian cell, doesn't he? Yes. Right? And just goes like that, right? So
for those who can't see that, James has just showed us how a dog cocks his leg. Yeah. Brilliant.
So anyway, this match is going on, right? And I'm even thinking this, so the crowd must have been thinking it. I just want to see what the dogs are doing, right? Because I'm not interested. First of all, you can't even see it because there's 2 cages and it's blocking the view. And the only time we see it is from the cameraman in the ring, isn't it? Because, right, so they're doing all this hardcore stuff, but no one gives a fuck. Like, legitimately, they're busted open, the pair of them, at some point. I can't even remember when it happens, right? But all I cared about was watching the dogs, and I was fascinated. The dogs are barking at each other. They're not taking any notice of the guys in the ring. They're barking at each other in a group. I think one of them has a shit, and then, like... They're trying to play and bark at each other. Then
is one dog humping another one.
No, that happens. You've
brilliant.
Yeah. So these dogs are just having a play, bark at each other. They're going whoa, whoa, whoa at each other, right?
You even see one of the handlers giving it a treat. Yeah.
And they're all in a corner. They're all in a corner, aren't they? They're not all surrounding the ring, right? So it's supposed to be like a perimeter of dogs, but they're all in a corner, all playing and fucking around, and the trainers can't really control it, or they don't want to.
I don't think they care. Yeah. What are we doing here?
So this match goes on, and Al Snow escapes, right? And no one gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck in the whole audience. And then they have this bit with the boss. So he's supposed to look as if it's menacing and going to be hard to get out, right? And all these dogs are playing in the corner, and he's trying to sell it, and he's going, I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. So he climbs
Please tell me this is the point when the dog gets caught humping.
It gets even better. You couldn't make this shit up. It's so great. You need to watch it, right? Because everyone shits on this, but I loved it because of how bad it was, right? So Bossman tries his hardest to sell this. First of all, the dogs are in the opposite corner from the door, right? So when he jumps out, it's a clear gangway to the door, but he runs as if it's for his life. And he bashes open the door, and what they were directed to do was chase him down, but he's already halfway down the aisle, and these trainers have to chase him, but they're miles behind, right? And one trainer falls over on his dog almost. And the crowd fucking love it.
Whose idea was this match?
Al Snow's.
Brilliant.
You got to think, a year before, you had Mankind and The Undertaker in the most terrifying Hell in a Cell match ever.
Yep.
And now you've got this.
It's so fucking good for the wrong reasons, mate.
Crofts on a 20 quid budget.
And Al Snow's face when he leaves the cage is just dejection because he knows that idea has gone down like a shit.
Christ.
But anyway, so moving on from that pay-per-view, right?
What the fuck?
This pay-per-view is unreal, right? So Jericho has a good match in this, right, with X-Pac, but there's a couple of strange things in it. So we've talked about this guy before, Mr. Hughes. Do you remember Mr. Hughes? Yeah. He was never a big star, really.
He always wore sunglasses.
He wore sunglasses and like a business outfit, right? So anyway, he comes down with Chris Jericho, and I'm not kidding, he has got, like, the campest silver shirt on, and everyone's so used to Curtis Hughes being like this big tough, and he comes down, he looks like a bouncer, but I can't explain it. It's terrible, isn't it?
Mr. Sparkly.
Yeah. So he comes down. It doesn't work. It looks. If I showed you it, Stu, you'd laugh your bollocks off, right? So he comes down, and then this match is okay. It's against X-Pac, and they're working quite hard. But then something happens in the crowds. Around 5 minutes into the match, all the crowds who are on the camera stand up, and they look diagonally upwards to the right of them. And they are perplexed for the whole match at what is going on up here. And they're all sort of talking, you know, where you can hear like talking and chattering.
Yeah.
I don't know what's taking place, but they're not watching the match.
They're in a pigeon's got in.
I have no idea.
I really want to know.
Yeah, so do I. Did you see what I saw?
I know, yeah.
And it goes on for the majority of the match. And this Curtis Hughes along with that, it's just weird. It just makes it, and you just think, what is going on this pay-per-view? You've already seen so much weirdness.
Yeah.
So just before this, another thing that I've left out, guys, is there's a segment that is focused on beating and berating women and looking down on women. And it happens twice. Chaz, formerly of the Headbangers, who was Beaver Cleavage.
Yeah.
is accused by all the other wrestlers of beating up his girlfriend. And on a backstage segment, I think it's while the Acolytes are being interviewed, a bunch of wrestlers run into their... Or it's like a brawl, isn't it?
Yeah,
and Chaz is in the middle of it, and he's getting beat the hell out of. And then it just stops. And Jim Ross, seriously says, I believe this is over allegations didn't he? And all
this was the end of Beaver Cleavage Chaz's character.
Yeah.
He never had a match, and that was the end of the character.
Yeah, but it's such a weird, and it's just out of place. It shouldn't be in wrestling, that story.
This is why I stated at the beginning, not so much I struggled trying to pick, decent women's matches during that, that era of, just wrestling in general. It doesn't matter if it was WWF or WCW. Yeah. Their outlook towards women was so fucking degrading. It was just about looks.
Yeah.
If you had silicone implants, and let's face it, the stereotype for WWF in particular is if you had silicone implants, facial surgery, and bleach blonde hair, you're going to be you're going to be a name. If you were pleasing on the eye, they did not and flat out fucking refused to focus on in-ring talent because, quite frankly, at that era, it wasn't there. It was just about looks.
I think Trish Stratus and Lita deserve a lot of credit there.
Oh, they took it to another place, didn't they? Yeah.
Massive,
they broke
massive
through.
Lita fan.
So anyway, going back onto that, so you see that part, and that's what I'm saying. There's an actual segment over this because then Jeff Jarrett has a match against China.
Right.
And Jeff, they show a load of promos, and Jeff is talking about how women should just be in the kitchen. And he goes on a tirade of starting to beat up women. And I'm talking like the people around the, the technical people.
Yeah.
Like there's one, I don't know if you've seen this snippet, but I don't know if she's like a person who's a production assistant or something, but he grabs this random woman and he puts her in the figure four.
I remember this, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think China might come out or someone like that, but that's what the match is. It's China versus Jeff Jarrett. Yeah. And it's just about being a misogynistic arsehole, isn't it?
Every woman up when he got the guitar, smashed Mae Young with it.
Yeah, Mae Young and Muda get involved. I mean, I must admit, he's quite funny.
It was quite funny.
But he legitimately ducks one of their clotheslines. You know when they both go. You know when someone reverses and they go underneath it when two people are like this, and he knocks them both down, and they just go bang like that. And Jerry Lawler doesn't get over it for 3 matches. He's still talking about it.
They used to say they liked it laid into him, didn't they?
He's still going on about it. Like he's going, that's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. That part is quite funny. But and then I'll just mention the 6-pack challenge. The 6-pack challenge is extremely strange, isn't it? Because you watched this recently. It's for the vacant title, and I'll just run through who it is. It's Mankind. It's Big Show.
Right.
It's British Bulldog, so out of place. It's the 90s British Bulldog.
Right.
He's got all of the old tights on and all that, and he doesn't look like he should be there.
Because he wasn't meant to be in it originally. I think it was The Undertaker that was meant to be in it, but he was
Injured, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Triple H, did I mention him?
Yeah, he's in it.
Mankind, The Rock, and the Special Enforcer Steve Austin.
Right, okay.
Now, Steve Austin does fuck all except for actually go because he's injured to the announce table and commentate. And actually, that's the best part of this match. Yeah. That Steve Austin is commentating. No, he's doing, he's drinking beer. So he's going, oh, he's a nice beers and stuff like that. And there's no one cares what's going on in the ring,
the
right?
best Stone Cold impression I think I've ever heard.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, mine was his Danhausen one from episode 2. That was fucking priceless.
Fucking this match, you tell me how this works, right, as a competition. We're supposed to believe this. It's a tag match. So it's a 6-pack challenge, but there's 4 people around the ring.
Are they not all doing it at the same time?
No.
What?
Oh, right.
That's why I called this so weird, right?
Okay.
So 2 start, and you have to tag to get in.
But only one person can win.
Yeah.
And they become champion.
What?
Yeah,
It's so strange. And the only time it gets going is when everyone decides, fuck this, it's turned into a tornado.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, actually, I get this now. It's such a weird pay-per-view. Go and watch it, guys. The whole thing feels out of place.
Who won? It was
Triple H.
And he won the top. Because it's crazy, because the WWF Championship changed 5 times in the space between then and like a month beforehand.
Yeah.
Because it went from SummerSlam, it was Triple H won it. Mankind won it the next... No, it was Mankind that won it SummerSlam. Yeah. Triple H the next
That's
night.
Right.
Vince McMahon won it on SmackDown. Vince McMahon surrendered it. And then Triple H won it in this.
Yes.
And
then Big Show won it at 5 series later down the line. It which keeps changing. Yeah, that's the end of my pick. Sorry if that's long-winded, guys, but please watch that. It may just be me. I think that is one of the strangest pay-per-views.
It does sound it.
Yeah, that I've ever seen.
Tomorrow?
Yep. You'll get it, what I'm saying. Just watch for what I said, and you'll see it.
Okay, right. My next pick. Right. This is an independent show, and it is the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. Now, they held 4 of these over the space of 1998 to 2001. 1997, Brian Pillman passed away. Wrestled for years, like light heavyweight. He was a horseman, loose cannon, WCW, ECW, WWF, with Steve Austin as well. He was a great performer.
Absolutely.
Les Thatcher, this guy, he'd been a wrestler since 1960. I think he first debuted. He'd wrestled all different promotions. Put on this show in tribute to Brian Pillman, and he reached out and he managed to get every single promotion to work together. And this was right in the middle of the Attitude Era, where you had WWF versus WCW. You had like wrestlers like Mankind, Shark Boy, Al Snow, Chris Candido, Ricky Steamboat, and a very, very early John Cena and Randy Orton in development. They had a match together on the final show.
Holy shit! Wow.
On the 3rd annual show, they even had Steve Austin from the WWF on there, Ric Flair from WCW, Kevin Nash on WCW.
Jesus.
And some of the matches they had, you had, I think this was the 3rd show they done. In this order, they had the ECW title match with Justin Credible versus Raven, followed by the Intercontinental Championship match with Chris Benoit and Steven Regal, followed by the NWA Championship match with Steve Corino and David Flair. It was just everyone just for this reason just got together and managed to put these shows on.
Straight away, that's a testament to Brian Pillman and how much he's loved within the industry.
He was.
But it is,
I'll be honest.
What happened to him?
I'll be honest with you, Joe. It's such a good pick. I actually didn't know about this. I knew nothing about this.
Well, they've just released them after all these years. They've only finally just released them.
Are they on the network?
No, you can buy them on DVD, but they're on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
They're not massive shows.
Yeah.
But I think there might have been a couple of thousand, if that. But they were turning away 400 people on the door.
Bloody hell.
Well, that's kind of history making if you think about it, because you've got all 3 You've got all federations working together.
Plus, you had other federations as well, like independent wrestlers sort of coming from everywhere, facing each other as well. And at that time as well, you had the war, the Raw, Nitro, war going on.
Very unique.
And literally everybody was there together.
I never knew that.
But yeah.
Well, like I said, that shows how much Pillman was loved.
That's it, definitely.
That must have been kept really hush at the time.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah. I didn't know anything about it, really. I think I'd heard something about it or read something about it, but it wasn't until years later that they really kind of came out. But to get those wrestlers, especially Ric Flair, who was main event of WCW at the time, and Stone Cold, who was 1998, was full on main event every night. To get together on the same show, that probably just goes to show how much Brian Pillman meant to everyone.
Wow. And he was, I mean, like you said, going back to Brian Pillman himself, I mean, what an impact.
Yeah, especially the loose cannon character.
And game changer.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolute game changer.
I always think he came along a little bit too early. If he came along in the Attitude Era he was healthier, he would have owned it all.
Right, history would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
The injury that occurred when he first got to WWF.
It's a shame. Yeah,
it destroyed his ability to work.
He was never the same again.
No, he actually changed very much when he was working. He wasn't working the same style.
No, very slow, very...
Yeah, there's very few matches. I mean, I remember that there's a singles with Goldust.
Yes, yeah.
There's very few to watch, and I think they knew that he was not able to...
Yeah.
It's such a shame, and... Yeah, it's gutting because he was revolutionary.
There could have been so much more. Even the promos and stuff when he was coming out, when he first came to the WWF, and he come out. I think it was King of the Ring, and he came out, and just the stuff he was saying at the time, no one was saying stuff like that. And I remember him walking back, and Steve Austin coming to the ring, and they crossed paths. This was the first time they'd seen each other since WCW, and this was the night Austin won King of the Ring. So,
he smiled, put his thumb up and laughed at him, and Austin didn't react.
No, that's it, yeah. And then I think they did a thing on an episode of Superstars where Austin just crushed his leg to get Pillman away for a while because of everything that was going on with his operation and stuff, to carry on the storyline, really.
I think, Jonny, again, I don't want to be forceful, but I think I'll stop you there just in case you go any further, because I think that... and I think you know where I'm going. I think there's something that happens that we may be able to use as a topic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
That actually could have gone in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
One last thing.
It's unreal.
One last thing I want to add to that is it is amazing to see that his son is in the industry. Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's got his dad's talent. I don't think he's got the right character at the moment.
No, I like the Varsity Blonde. Varsity Blonde. Yeah. I think they look good together.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the recent feud that they've had with the House of Black, where
Julia Hart
has turned.
Yeah, I feel like I would like to see him with the titles at some point. They're like this 90s feel good tag team.
Yeah. It's a nostalgic.
Yeah.
A proper nostalgic, and it's a brilliant tribute to his dad.
I'll be honest with you guys, I feel bad saying this. I haven't seen enough of them to comment. I really hope that they
check him out.
Are doing really well.
Yeah, he is. Like I said, you can tell he's got his dad's talent.
I still think he needs a little bit of work in places, but he's there definitely.
Yeah.
And because I think before he went to AEW, he was in MLW.
Yeah, he was.
I think.
Yes, you're right.
He was quite popular there. I think he might have been champion.
He was huge. He was champion.
What, out of interest, just for me personally, Jonny, what do you believe he needs work in? Is it the character?
I think some of the ring work.
Okay.
I've heard reports where he's too big up the top, and he struggles with a lot of moves.
Okay.
Sometimes.
It's the one thing that the dad had, which was the high flying capability. His son, he's big.
Yeah.
He is a big guy, but don't get me wrong, there are big guys that are able to pull those high flying moves off. I mean, you've only got to look at the late Brody Lee.
Yeah,
he could pull off those acrobatic moves.
Keith Lee's the one that springs to mind.
Well, that's a much better example. He had that. Keith Lee and Brody Lee have both had that natural athletic capability.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing. And I'm not slating Brian Pillman Jr.
Of course.
No.
I think he's good. He is really, really good.
Yeah. He's a work in progress, is what you guys are saying.
He is a mega star in the making.
Okay, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. I have to be honest, I haven't seen enough.
He's definitely got his dad's talent on the mic. Let's put it that way.
Good.
Because he did something with MJF, I think, on
I
Dynamite.
saw that, but I only saw it from MJF's point of view where he said about his dad.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I love MJF, but I actually didn't like that.
No, I love MJF, but that was...
I actually didn't like it.
Condolences obviously go out to Brian Pillman, obviously having recently lost his mum. I know...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They weren't close. I know they have their issues, but he did put out a beautiful, heartfelt message.
See that, yes.
That was, at the end of the day, regardless of our history, you will always be my mum.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So condolences to Brian Pillman Jr. for that.
But yeah, a work in progress.
Absolutely.
In time.
Yeah. I stand by the whole megastar in the making because he is.
Yeah, and he's still young, I think, as well. I'm not quite sure how old he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. That wraps up that one.
I've got one more, and it's for everybody.
Right.
And I just want a few little comments about this because this one's going to make everybody laugh.
Right.
And we will post it in the...
I think I know what's coming.
Yeah, in the Facebook group. And I want everyone to get involved with this. It's the debut of the Shockmaster. Now, I think we all have seen it and we all know what happens. And I just like everyone's thoughts on it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to explain it.
Right. So what I'm going to do is point at each and every one of us, and I want one word to sum it up. So I'll go James, Jonny, then me. Go.
I can't sum it up in one word. I can sum it up in two.
You can.
Hilarious. That's all I can say.
Jonny.
I was going to go for hilarious as well, but embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm going to go with train wreck.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, no, I'll take that back. Shit show. One word.
I always remember.
See, I wanted to use term that is hilarious calamity
Wow.
because it's so funny, but at the time, the panic on poor old tugboats.
Can we just go back to a previous episode where we've mentioned this before, and I think it was you, James, that said this. This is definitely Davey Boy Smith's finest fucking moment where he turns around and goes, "He's fallen on his fucking ass."
I was just about to say. I can't remember who it was.
He goes, he fell on his ass. He fell on his ass. And while it's going on, you can hear this in the background, like commentary. Because as I remember, Sid and the other guys are trying to cover for it. And they're trying to have a shouting promo. But in the middle of this shouting promo, you hear in the back going, "He found his fucking ass. He found his fucking ass." Or something like that. And it's so funny.
He must have known the camera was still on.
Yeah.
And he's just blurted that out at the top of his voice.
To be fair to him, right? I don't know if you heard the fucking story. But it's WCW's fault, right? Because what happened was they fucking rehearsed this. Have you heard this story?
They put a bit of wood.
Yes, right. So they rehearsed this over and over, right? And then on the day, for some fucking reason, somebody thought in their genius minds, right, to not tell poor old Tugboat, right? But they were worried about the wall. Yeah. So, because they wanted to make sure it was still sturdy, didn't they? Or something like that. And it didn't fall down anyway because it was gimmicked, I think. And they reinforced it at the bottom with some wood and didn't tell him. So he went out, like rehearsal, and went bang through it and just tripped and went down.
And the helmet came off as well, didn't it?
See, right.
And then Arn Anderson, not Arn Anderson, it's Ole Anderson. Yeah. Has to carry on out the back. And he gets up and he goes, "You," and all this, and they're still doing the it's basically the Black Scorpion. Do you remember his voice?
That, yeah.
And it's the Star Trooper fucking hat in glitter.
Yeah, with glitter, isn't it?
Right, this is what I wanted to point out, right? Poor old Tugboat. If you're getting a big hype like this, and this is what I've never understood, why would you give him a shitty pair of blue tights, a fucking jacket that you've clearly nicked off a Shrek, and a fucking Stormtrooper helmet that looks like it's been dunked in super glue and 5 tons of fucking glitter? There ain't no way he's going to be able to see through that. You've covered the fucking eye holes.
It's just WCW, isn't it?
It's like, what the fuck,
There's
man?
so many in WCW you can pick on this subject.
It just...
I mean, we could actually...
perfect example of, like, weird shit moments is how the fuck they thought that was going to work.
I think what would be a good topic, and I don't know about you guys, but I'll put this out there for the future. Just because of how bad WCW could have been, I think we could do, like, top 3 WCW fails. Because they're so bad.
How are you just going to pick 3?
Mate, my head was spinning. I had so many that I could have picked for this, and they were all from WCW. I had the one that Jonny said that we might leave earlier. Yeah. I had what we've talked about before. I can let that go. So we talked about that on episode 1, RoboCop with Sting.
I mentioned the whole Chucky incident as well with Steiner.
But I think we'll leave it there because there's so many.
Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
Oh, they're just Vince Russo special.
I'm done.
So that's me done. You've got one more.
It's just the one more. I might just do the honourable pick one quickly.
Yep.
It's only going to take me a minute to do.
Okay.
It was my third pick. It was from the Chikara promotion, independent promotion. They're inspired by Lucha Libre, Japanese, and superhero comics.
Right. I'm worried where this is going already.
They base their company around time travel, mind control. One match broke out into the middle of a baseball game. Things just get weird every time they put on an event. One of the strangest fun things to happen came from a wrestler called Player Uno. He's like a retro-themed game luchador. And he has a Super Nintendo or a NES controller on his tights. And through the match, during the match, he sometimes gets paused if someone presses the start button on his tights. Like if an opponent accidentally hits him or something, it'll pause him. And he can't react. He's just standing still.
I so wish we had a camera just to see James's face right now.
Do you know what's going through? If you laugh at me, do you know what's going through my... I don't know if it's genius or pure fucking madness. I can't work it out.
It is madness, I think.
Yeah.
But they'll press the start button.
Macho Man involved in this match?
Maybe. So he'd be paused. His opponent would be hitting him, and there'd be no reaction. He'd just be staying still because he's paused. He can't do anything. So when they unpause him, that's when he takes all the damage. And he's flying around the ring when no one's touching him at that point because he's already been hit when he was paused. And he's flying about the ring being punched and everything while he's not actually being hit.
Can I just ask that?
His face is killing me.
I know, because I'm trying to imagine it, so I'm fucking seen it.
Oh, God.
Has anyone posted that to Jim Cornette?
I don't know.
Oh.
Do it.
Yeah.
There is another one as well, which I'll quickly just run through. It'll take me a minute. It's a different event, but the same company. There's a wrestler called Darkness Crabtree. He's a masked senior citizen who will often fall asleep during matches.
And just when the facial expression couldn't have got any better.
He faced off against Lance Steele, a time-travelling knight, who once travelled into the future to team with his future self.
Can't get any fucking worse, can it?
They wrestled in a no contest, no time limit match.
Who the fuck's coming up with this? How can there be a time? How can there be a time limit anyway?
Oh God!
How can there be a time limit if it's a fucking
There's only so many years you can travel forward.
So this just gets really dark. Okay. So the match began. They locked up. They traded a few holds. They went to the floor and they're still tied up. They go out the building. A few moments later, the cameraman follows them. The cameraman returns. he's lost track of them. He can't find them. So they go ahead with the rest of the show. The next night, it's the next event.
Oh,
a
God.
whole day later, they both wrestle their way back into the ring at the next event, which is actually 30 miles down the road. Okay.
Oh my God.
And the match still goes on with no time limit. You know, it can just carry on. In the end, Steele locks in a Boston Crab and gets the win in 23 hours and 39 minutes.
That hurt my fucking head. I
haven't laughed and smiled so much.
Do you know why you're laughing at me? Do you know why you're laughing at me, I reckon? Because I'm trying to fucking process what's going on. Like, I'm trying to listen.
Your facial expression was like me when I look at a fucking Sudoku page.
I know, I'm like, what the fuck?
There was much more though. That's only 2 of the matches.
Yeah, I'm
there
going
is
to
a lot.
need to watch it. But I was sitting thinking in my fucking head, do you know what I mean? I was thinking, there's kind of a genius in it. Like, it's kind of really creative.
You point out that section to me.
Like pausing and stuff, but then I was thinking, but it's shit. I was thinking, whoever come up with it, like...
Even he's fucking certified and locking up.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mad scientist, genius type weirdo.
There's a Nobel Prize in the post for him that has clearly got lost.
Do you know what I mean? Because I sort of get it, but then I'm like, what the fuck?
Don't.
I'll post them on the page. And, maybe on the next show, I'll find another one and I'll
What
bring
I mean
that up as
is, what I fucking mean is, Stu.
That'll be the 30 mile away, man.
Yeah. What I fucking mean by that, Stu, is I can kind of visualise it going on, but I can't. Like, I was turned away from Jonny trying to visualise what he was saying in his fucking...
well. I want to know how he time travels and teams with his future self.
Yeah,
That's the bit that kind of threw me.
Is there another person in the fucking ring?
There's got to be.
Sure, right. See,
I don't
now
know.
I'm getting fucking technical.
But how can you wrestle
But
for a time limit draw? If it's a fucking... If it's a time travel fucking person.
Surely this fucks up the whole, space-time continuum.
Oh,
Fuck knows.
We've all watched Back to the Future. We know what Doc Brown said.
yeah.
Don't interact with your future self.
Yeah. It's,
There we go.
I don't know. I just...
Oh, fuck it, I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done.
Alright, let's go on to other news.
So, what should we do? Recent news.
Where do you start?
Well, where do we start?
Quite simply,
We'll start
I can
off
think
with a bit of good news.
Okay.
It's been now made public knowledge that Cody Rhodes has undergone surgery and he's out.
Okay, that's great.
So he's out. He's starting to make a recovery, and we all wish him well, I'm sure. So yeah, good luck, and hopefully,
Last time I was on, I was very negative against Cody
don't
Rhodes.
fucking start.
But I realised I was negative to the Cody Rhodes in AEW. I think that he'd outstayed his welcome there, and I think there was nothing else he could do.
Yep.
And I think now he's in the WWE, I think it's opened up a whole nother chapter for him.
Yeah.
A whole new look, everything for him. And I think it's only time until he does become champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Jonny, that maybe the AEW audience didn't give him a chance?
Because
I do. I think,
in a way, possibly. I think to begin with, I think he was loved. Everyone loved him. I
Absolutely.
think before AEW started, there was the NWA show. I think it was like the 70th year anniversary, and he was in the title match, and everyone loved him.
Is this against Nick Aldis?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And he couldn't do anything wrong. He was the guy who was starting this promotion, and he was taking it to like where he did. But I still feel like he was booked in everything, and he was just, I don't know what it was. He was always there in the stories when he didn't need to be in some of the stories, and I think it started off well for him, and people did love him, but I think people just got sick of him after a while.
He's running Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Loved it. Even when he was a heel, I thought he was great as a heel.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I think even if he turned heel in AEW, it would have helped him a lot, and I think people would love that. But he refused to do it. He didn't want to turn heel.
Well, either way, speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, Clash at the Castle's coming up, so chop chop.
I don't think he'll be back for it.
No, he won't.
Fucking ruin this for me. For fuck's sake.
I still think now, I'm going to say it now, he'll be out until Royal Rumble. He'll come back at the Rumble. He'll win it. And then I think Seth Rollins will be champion at some point, and then them two will have a match.
I ain't got fucking tickets for the Rumble. Alright? None of us have got tickets for the Rumble.
We've got front row seats.
I think there's an argument that we could get a return maybe just before the Rumble, similar to what we saw with Triple H.
Possibly.
What I talked about in 2002. That he comes out like that and announces I'm in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair dues.
That, because you got to give him credit, that was so gutsy to do, that Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I disagreed with him doing it, but
I do.
It was his decision in the
I found it, I don't know about you guys, I found it disturbing to watch.
I was
like, Jesus,
it was painful to watch.
Christ.
And I know there was a lot of people, I'm pretty sure I did read somewhere that his own mum was convinced that it was makeup. She thought it was a work.
I think I posted to Jonny
yeah.
that I thought it was.
Yeah, and it was obviously his wife Brandy that had to...
Because he's still got a lot of the bruising now, but a lot of it's gone down. And
Yeah.
I thought it was bruising, but it's actually blood underneath the skin.
It is. But yeah, it was
horrendous.
it was painful to watch, and I take my hat off to him for actually going through
Imagine how fucking painful that match was for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was his decision to go out and do it.
Yeah,
They said to
fair
him,
play to
if
him.
you want to do this, you go do it.
On
And
your head be it.
I was shocked they let him out.
Yeah, I was, to be honest. You'd think they, most of the time, anyone else, they'd stop him from going.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah.
I know they usually stop things for concussions.
Yeah.
But I thought that would have been one where someone would have gone, no, we're having a replacement here.
And that's it, yeah. I don't know who they would have got to replace him, but...
Carmella.
yeah, probably.
She's alright, she steps in at the last minute for anything, doesn't it? Anyway. Which then goes to our next bit of news. I think we're going to have to tread very carefully with this one. Yeah.
No chance in hell.
Just use allegedly all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of alleged, obviously bad press kicking about Vince, with certain allegations that are floating around, and obviously we here at Turnbuckle do not agree with anything allegedly that has happened. It is absolutely disgusting and despicable.
I think it's just been going on, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's the word. Been going on for years.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that if this happened years ago...
Allegedly.
If this allegedly had happened years ago, I think it would have just got brushed under the carpet and just pushed aside.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's more out there.
Yeah.
It's more people are involved in the shares and everything, and it's more of a...
It's a company.
Big company, yeah. More people...
So Vince holds, I believe I was looking into this because I spoke about it on the page, and I said he could easily be taken down, and he could. He owns 85% of the shares, I believe, and he has what's called, at the precise time that he was in charge, he has final say.
Right.
Now, I've got a lot of theories on this, and I don't know if anyone saw it, because people probably thought they were like kinds of conspiracy theories. I think that this has been known for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that this has a lot to do with what happened with Triple H. I'm sorry, I really do. And I'll use the word allegedly, but I look back at some of the nastiness that was done with Triple H with NXT.
Yeah.
If you remember Bron Breakker smashing the NXT thing, I think there was a lot of vindictiveness in this.
Yeah.
And I look back over what happened with Triple H and what he made, which was basically his baby.
Yeah, it was.
And he was ill at the time. Now, you imagine the stress of knowing all this. Maybe, allegedly knowing all this.
Allegedly.
And him and Stephanie knowing all this, maybe, right? And yet they have positions of power in a company, but it's their family member.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stress.
The thing, Stephanie left like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
he's now back.
And same with Triple H turned back up at NXT, performed at the Performance Centre, and said, "I'm back."
Yes, very strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Allegedly as well. Allegedly. there is rumour that, well, it could go both ways, that he could have used the money, allegedly, from the WWE, but he also could have used his own money.
Or is this the alleged
yes, and
hush money?
And this is also the alleged way out for the argument in court. Because if you look at it, it's the way that Vince can get out of the situation. If he goes in and he says, hang on a minute, that was my own money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing as well, I was thinking, like, with all of these wrestlers that got cut and lost their jobs, could this have been a way of him trying to save money to get back because of all this money, allegedly, that he used to pay this all off? It's just very...
Does anyone think, I know that we all talk about Vince and we say, like, he's lost his mind and everything like that, but as he's been coming out recently... And I know you posted it, Jonny, and it's a very, very strange looking thing. I know it's a picture, but has he lost... Is he suffering from some sort of mental problem? Yeah, dementia or something like that? Because Vince hasn't looked well for a while.
And he hasn't sounded well.
I watched him get in... Many years now. I watched him get into the ring, and I don't know if anyone else saw this... And I don't even know why he did it. He did, like, this victory pose, but it was weird. It was like this. Like a jerking...
I think I've seen him do it before like that. Yeah.
But...
It was very strange.
It was sort of a little jump, and it was out of nowhere, and it was... And I don't understand what he's doing out in the ring at the moment.
I don't think he's worried. I don't think he cares.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to... Honestly, I think he's going to be all right, to be honest. I think it will just, in a while, get forgotten about.
We'd all like to see justice done for these alleged incidents, I will point out. And, you know, hopefully one day, these poor women that have obviously had to endure this alleged incidents.
Did they not allegedly agree to it and they signed a contract, didn't they?
This is what the argument's going to be, but we have to look at this man as in what a position of power he's in and what influence and manipulation he may have allegedly had. I think that's what we've got to look at, really.
This was, I know this is obviously we're covering the current news and everything, but this has been a really, really difficult subject for us to cover. But it's like the biggest story kicking around in the pro wrestling circuit at the moment, and we had to talk about it at some point. It's just...
Like, I wondered if Vince is going to carry on just coming out. But the things he's saying as well, like he came out on Raw, said the intro to the show basically, and left. Then he came out on SmackDown and said John Cena's coming back. What's he going to do next? Like come out and like... say we've got a sale on WWE.com, and then
I have no idea what he's doing, and I don't know who's facilitating him coming out and going. I think that's a good idea, Vince.
With everything when this was all first coming out, and then it was announced that Vince was going to be on Monday Night Raw,
it was like
we were like, holy shit, he's going to address this.
It was SmackDown, wasn't it? The first
SmackDown.
one?
Sorry, yes. We were like, Jesus Christ, he's going to.
This is it.
He's going to bow out.
Yeah,
he's gone.
I was expecting. Because I wasn't expecting... There was no way there was going to be a storyline in my mind. I was expecting him to come out, and I didn't necessarily think that he would... I didn't think that he would approach the allegations or talk about them. I thought... Because this is something that Vince, I could imagine saying, like, due to recent events, I've decided to step down from my role. And then him go... Just like that, and then Stephanie's music hit, and he just walks out. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Do you know what this whole section felt like? Felt like a sales pitch on QVC. I know. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but that's how it came across. It's like, here's my product, watch it.
Yeah.
I thought,
like, what the fuck, man?
I thought it was quite naive. I saw right through it. I saw right through it because, not being funny, there was even the Foley cheap pops in there. Yeah. And the first night when he went, especially this night, I think he was in Nebraska or Milwaukee or something like that.
Yeah.
Especially in Milwaukee. And I was kind of angry at the fans.
Yeah, they were going along with it.
They were bowing.
Shame on you.
I mean, the one thing I will say is, because we have to be fair, there are two sides to every story, and actually, he might not have done anything.
Well, see,
we do not know.
It's like the age-old statement, isn't it? Like, I mean, I know obviously what you said. There's two sides to each story. My other half has this wonderful saying: "There's three sides to each story. There's their story, his story, and in the middle somewhere is the truth." Yep,
that can be the way. That can be the way.
It's only time will tell for this one.
Yep.
I think that's.
I think with this one, he's either done it or he hasn't. I'll be honest with you. I think that scenario is more something like we see with a Depp and Heard trial, where there's a longer span of time.
Yeah.
I think with this, I think he's either done this or he hasn't. And I would side personally, because I'm allowed an opinion, I would side personally on he probably has done something. Yeah. And John Laurinaitis, who for me, and I don't care, he can sue me because I think he's a motherfucker. He is an absolute greaseball snake, and I'm so glad that he has actually got caught out.
He's been
for
suspended
once.
now, isn't he?
I'll say this about Laurinaitis. He has done nothing for the wrestling business. All he does is just talk about how great Vince is and suck up to him. And he
I think that's a good note to end that one on.
Yeah. And I may not keep that in. But I've always felt that way about Laurinaitis. I've always not liked him.
I've never been a big fan.
Never been a fan.
I reckon he's a complete slimeball.
Yeah.
He looks it, yeah.
I heard a story from Bruce Pritchard's and Jim Cornette actually, that he used to pick the divas out of lingerie catalogues. Did you hear that story?
I think I've heard something like it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's
allegedly.
Well, they said it. I'm quoting them,
right,
okay. they work there.
I'm sticking it in there for our purposes, mate, not theirs.
It'd be me. I'm the one who's fucking said it. If you want to come after me, I ain't got fuck.
Going to move on to Money in the Bank. We've obviously got that coming up. This, I'm not going to lie, this has been the first time in quite a few years I'm genuinely excited to watch the two Money in the Bank matches.
I was, but
more so the women's.
Yeah, I was, but the card keeps changing, and I don't know what's going on.
Well, in the women's, you've got. I think this is a great lineup. Like I said, I'm really excited to watch this. It's got a brilliant set of stars in there. We've got Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan,
Raquel Gonzalez.
Yep, Lacey Evans, Asuka, and Shotzi Blackheart.
Is this Lacey Evans' first match then, being on whatever brand she's on?
Yeah. Now that
I've never been sold on Lacey of you.
I like what they're doing with her at the moment.
I'm so confused with when she came back, she was on Raw. A week later, she was on SmackDown. She was a face, then she was a heel, and now I don't know where she is.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced with her personally.
I'm going to go on. So it was a little slight prediction. Who's your money on? Ooh. I've got mine already. I think James knows that straight away.
Is Alexa Bliss still being creepy?
No.
Has she got a little teddy still?
No, she's kind of doing a punk rock style, like glamour thing. It's weird. She hasn't really got much for character.
No, not at the moment.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Who's your money on then?
I know who I'd like to win.
Yeah.
But if it was with my heart.
Should we go who you'd like to win and then who you think will win?
Okay, yep.
All right.
Okay, do you want me to do it then?
Go for it.
Okay, I'd like Liv Morgan to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Raquel Gonzalez will win.
I love Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Let's face it, she fucking deserves it, man. Yes. Come on, I swear to God, I've said this every episode so far.
I'm going with Liv Morgan, no matter what. Yeah.
For both of my picks, I'm going to put Liv Morgan, who I think who I'd like to win it, and I'm going to state Liv Morgan is going to win it.
Same here.
I'm going to stick with. I think Raquel Gonzalez is going to win it. I think they see a lot in Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
She held the NXT title.
very well, to be fair.
And I think they do see a lot in her, and I can see her winning it.
Yeah.
I'm the same as you. I'd like to see Liv get an opportunity now.
So far, we haven't got the full lineup confirmed at the moment because it's still ongoing. But the men's qualifiers for the Money in the Bank match so far are Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Omos, Sheamus, and I don't understand why, but fucking Sami Zayn's in it.
Is he still doing the thing with the bloodline? Where he was like their cousin or something?
No, they kicked the crap out of him last week.
Okay.
My money's on Drew. But
That's fine.
I think Seth's going to win it.
Drew's already challenged Roman Reigns for Clash of the Castle, hasn't he? So...
Yeah.
I don't know. Seth, probably. Yeah, I'm going with Seth. Can't see Omos winning it.
No.
Do you know what? I don't think, and I've said this a couple of times, and I know that people shit on the guy, and they go, "Oh, he can't wrestle" and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad idea at some point to do something like that.
Yeah.
To give him something of a threat like a Money in the Bank. Can you imagine if he's hanging around with the Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is not what I think. I want Seth to win it, and I think Seth will win it. I'm taking back what I said on Seth. I think Seth's been killing it.
Yeah, he has.
I've not enjoyed it.
I have. I can't go anymore.
I just find it annoying.
No, I quite enjoy it. Yeah,
I think it's.
Get out.
You two have pissed me off enough tonight with your fucking get out moments. No, I'm not going anywhere.
Come on, now, you're all fucking alright to have different opinions. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, but yours were wrong. Other matches, we jokingly took the piss. Well, I say we jokingly took the piss out of it earlier. It's not a joke. I think it's awful. Bianca Belair versus Carmella for the Raw Women's title.
Well, there's no prediction there for any of us to speak. Belair's winning because she's a replacement.
Yeah. Then we've also got SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. Is it like, I mean, we joked about it earlier, saying literally, who could you get to be in these women's title matches? Because all the best stars are in the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
So it is like this great, and it's no offence to Natalya at all, but and Carmella, but they are proper scraping the barrel for someone to get involved in these title matches. I'm sure they wrestled
before. They started off as friends at one point. They had a match. And,
I personally believe, guys, and again, I say some really, probably, a lot of people probably might not agree with me. I think it's time for Natalya to either retire or be released if she doesn't. Yes. Yep. Exactly. I think it's time for Natalya to be a coach.
Is she still in Total Divas? Did you ever watch that?
I've never watched it personally, Johnny. Sorry, mate.
I have never, ever been that fucking sad.
Just me.
The only fucking one I've watched.
If it's any, I mean, I'm sure it's just like a fucking... like the Kardashians, is it that sort of
pretty
shit?
Pretty much. I've watched the first 4 seasons, I think.
Oh my fucking god!
So you already give it a little look, Johnny.
It's about 9 seasons, though. I'm a bit behind still.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've got
who's in it still? Like Summer Rae and shit?
Summer Rae, she's just come into it. Eva Marie's getting married. Daniel Bryan just got married a little while ago. I think they're having a baby soon, which is probably about 5 now.
Fucking hell.
Do you know the only one that I watched? And I give credit to The Miz for this, and Maurice. I watched the Bellas with John Cena when they were taking the piss. You know, when they were going, rule number 4593, you're not allowed to, and all that shit. I actually put it on to see what he was really like. Yeah. Because if he was like that, I couldn't believe it.
He made a whole rules of everything in the house. You weren't allowed to cook food in the house. You weren't allowed to do this certain stuff.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of things she gave to her.
The Miz absolutely wrecked him, didn't he? He was going out there.
Have you ever seen The Miz's Instagram?
No.
It's brilliant. It's funny as shit. It's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen on Instagram. He is absolutely fucking hilarious. Anyway, other matches we've got in there is the United States champion, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley.
Austin Theory.
We've seen the next.
I think,
Yeah, I can see Lashley losing that, and it will go into Theory and Cena for the US
Cena's
Championship.
back next week. He'll come out and
he's going to make that. It'll make the US title a legit title again.
Well, I just think they're pushing Theory. If you told me it was the Theory that we saw back in Evolve, I would turn around and say no. If you say it's the Theory that they're pushing, yes.
Yeah.
I do not like it. I think it's a rip-off of Randy Orton when he was...
we've stated that before.
Just in a different generation.
Yeah.
This next one I'm looking forward to because I love the opponents in this. For the Undisputed Tag Team titles, you've got the Usos versus Street Profits. I would love to see the Street Profits win it.
I'm the same.
I'm shaking my head already because I know what's coming.
I'm the same.
I'm fucking pair of pricks, you two.
I'm not that interested in this.
No,
I couldn't give two shits about the Usos. I think they're overrated.
I like the Usos.
Oh my god!
But I'm not a big fan of the Street
What
Profits.
is to like about them?
I don't know.
They're boring.
I'm the opposite. I like the Street Profits, but not the Usos.
That's it. I'm off. I've had enough. I'm out.
Who do you like then?
Hey, Street Profits.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I've never been that keen. I like, is it Montez Ford?
We used to star out the two of them.
Yeah, I like him.
Best frog splash ever.
Yeah, I don't mind him. I think there's something about him, but I'm not that bothered by the team. I never really have. All the cups when they come out.
Do you know what I always think when they come out? I think he's got to fucking clean them up. Someone comes out today. WrestleMania was fucking nice of him. I don't know how to fucking clean them up.
Oh, get your broom out.
Can you imagine having that fucking job?
I'm dying here. I'm absolutely dying.
Were they at WrestleMania during when it was like the Thunderdome and shit? I can't remember. Were they
I
fucking
think they were. Yeah.
That would have sucked to clean them up at that point, wouldn't it?
I'm sure they've had a match at WrestleMania as well, the two teams.
Yeah, I think they have.
I'm sure of it. What about the Judgment Day? Where were they?
On fucking main event.
Yeah. Well, we've lost Ripley. She's gone. So it just leaves Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
What a fuck up, innit?
Oh, dear. And did you hear? It's all because Edge wanted to leave because Edge didn't want the group to be supernatural. That's why they kicked him out, apparently.
I kind of agree with it. I know that Stu probably doesn't agree with me, as I saw him put a whale face on my thing. But me explaining it might sort of... You might get it. With Edge and it being his last run, and with when he come back from the Royal Rumble and how he is loved, really.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a fit for that leading that group. I think he's too liked.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do see what you mean.
A darker guy, and the reason I picked this guy is because there would be a story there. I like Ciampa for it. And I'll tell you why. Because Ciampa was the leader of the Black and Golds.
Yeah.
And the people who are in that are all Black and Golds. I don't think Finn has the charisma. If he's got the in-ring skills, I don't think he's got the charisma to be the leader.
No.
I think Ciampa has.
What has he done since he's been called up, Ciampa?
He's messing about with the Miz. He's like costing the Miz and him are costing people matches against.
I remember he said that if he ever gets called up to the main roster, he's retiring.
Yeah.
He's on the main roster.
Must be on a fucking good whack of money then.
Yeah.
Do you get what I meant by Edge?
No. Yeah,
because
I totally agree with you.
I totally agree. I never thought that Edge would be dark enough to run that group. I think he's too dark. You got to remember, this is the guy who did Edge and Christian and the 5-second poses and all this stuff. And he's got a legacy.
Totally reeks of awesomeness.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he's got a legacy of fun stuff. Like then you got him coming out as like this dark, demonic, and I never liked it.
When he comes back, are they just going to put him back with AJ Styles again after they've had this months of feuding?
Well, to me, that insults the intelligence of the audience because if you go, oh, all right, well, now we'll team with AJ. He's been beating AJ to a pulp.
Yeah.
If I was AJ, I'd tell him to stick it, wouldn't you?
Apparently, when he comes back, he's just going to have his old music back again and just.
Awesome, because I fucking love Alter Bridge.
Well, no, I heard it was going to be his original, very first music. One of his first ones.
What, you think you know me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no, he did have Rob Zombie as well.
He did, yeah.
I'll be happy
I
with
quite like his original, just generic music. Do you remember when they used to come down?
that. Doors that way.
They used to come down in the crowd.
That's it, yeah. You think you know me?
Do you remember when they did the kazoos? They did it when Stephanie was ill, didn't they?
That's
Do you remember?
right,
And they did Triple H in
You
there.
know me?
Right.
Christian, on the other hand, no. I'm glad he's turned heel.
Oh, mate.
Oh, he's so much better.
Right. That whole, like, with the MJF thing, when he mocks,
Yeah.
obviously his dad.
That's it.
Wow.
Apparently.
Because that weren't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
That, Jungle Boy's dad passed away.
Apparently now
Luke Perry?
Yeah, that's right. Christian's now going to replace MJF and take his role.
Holy
while he's
shit.
not there. So
That was brutal. Because his fucking mum,
yeah, she's
Luke Perry's widow, was front row.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about MJF? Do we want to actually say what we think's going on?
I want to leave that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see more.
Okay.
I want to find out more. There's a lot more to that than meets the eye, I think.
Okay.
So I'd like to leave that one. What I am going to go on to is because I made a balls up and I forgot to read out the listener comment. Excuse me. Off there. The listener comments for the obscure selection that we did earlier, because I am fucking horrendous at remembering to read these out. So I do apologise, folks. I am going to read them out, and I'm going to read out the listener questions, but I'm only going to read a couple of them, because as one of our listeners rightfully pointed out, there's some awesome subjects there that we can use.
That was Jonny.
That was you.
That was
I thought it was Jim.
Me and Jonny were talking in a private message about that.
Oh, right. I could have sworn Jim would put a comment on the
No,
bottom.
Jim Sangwell, the one he said about the entrances.
Right.
I thought it was really good. We could definitely use that.
So two that I'm going to read out for the obscure moments, and fuck me, they really are obscure. Dave Walker, first of all. His number 3 pick was David Arquette winning the WCW title. Yep. I mean, that didn't need to happen. Number 2, Vince McMahon blowing out both of his quads getting into the ring.
I just remember that live and being very confused.
Wasn't that the Royal Rumble, wasn't it? And they messed up the ending.
Yeah,
Batista, John Cena,
that's it.
and they weren't meant to both go over at the same time.
Simultaneously
I
hit the floor
actually
at the
thought
same.
that made it a bit better.
That was brilliant. Because I won't lie, I remember watching that run when it was dull as horseshit.
How the fuck do you mess that up anyway?
That was brilliant. And his number
was a
one
mistake.
His number 1 pick was Mae Young giving birth to a hand. Still traumatised by this one.
I love that.
The hand returned, didn't it, a couple of years ago? All grown up.
Yeah. I love that. I'll tell you why I love that. I love Mark Henry's smile in the background when he saw it. He's so proud.
We've also got Billy Morgan's. We're going to read out. So his his number 3 pick was MJF's pipe bomb. I'm still confused.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. I loved it. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
We'll leave it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His number 2 was Donald Trump shaving Vince McMahon's head.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And his number 1 pick, total non-stop deletion at the Hardy compound. That was weird as fuck.
I just thought it. Do you know what? I just thought it was
Yes,
cool.
it was good, yeah. That'd be the Jeff Hardy, he's been, well, we know what's happened with Jeff Hardy now.
I tell you what, I bet Jeff Hardy's thanking Vince McMahon in the wrestling news, because Jeff was all over the wrestling news, and then Vince has come out and he just disappeared.
I was really hoping when Jeff Hardy came to AEW, this was just going to be good for him. He'll be back with Matt. They were meant to win the titles in that ladder match as well. Yeah. And Jeff knocked himself out. He doesn't remember any of the match. It was Double or Nothing. It's just I don't know.
Is it just me, or since Jeff has joined AEW, like I said, I don't know if it's just me, but do you not think his Swanton bombs are looking more and more dangerous? His landings are looking
I
worse
wouldn't
and worse.
allow him to do them anymore.
No. Apparently he's landing like that because it's easier on his back.
Yeah, well,
which shocks the fuck out of me because it looks worse.
Well, one time as well, he's going to land wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I still don't think he should have done that one off the top rope to the outside on the steel steps.
No, absolutely.
What, the Darby Allin one?
Yeah, that was horrific.
I thought that was extremely disrespectful with what it was going on.
Yeah.
That it was the Owen Hart Memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of listener questions. Billy Morgan has asked, what is your best actual in-ring knockout? For me, I loved watching Enzo Amore knock himself out. I'm agreeing with you. That's the best one ever. Knocking yourself out on the bottom rope is just fucking amazing. That takes pure talent.
Butterbean knocking out Bart Gunn.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that.
I'm sticking, just for pure comedy value, I'm sticking with Enzo. Because that ain't the first time he's been knocked out in the ring either.
I tell you what though, mate, right? We laugh now, but when I watched that, because I watched that live, and I thought he was dead. I was legitimately worried. Did you see that? It was against the Four Villains.
Yeah.
And he went to slide down to the rope, and his eyes were fucking open on the ground.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was worried. I was like, fuck.
They were so over. I watched last night NXT London, and Enzo and Big Kaz coming out was the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
And within a year, they were just gone.
Yeah.
And everyone knew every word to everything they said. And they should
Trying to find stud and a certified cheat.
There's
can't teach that.
There's nothing fucking wrong with keeping it. Yeah.
You got to admit, right, he was a shit wrestler.
Yeah,
he was shit. But on the mic, he was
good.
Absolute gold.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with keeping a tag team together. We keep saying this.
Still, one of the best insults I can still remember him doing was to Devon Dudley when he threatened to slap him so hard he was going to put that lazy eye back to work. That was fucking brilliant.
Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
Apparently, though, he has sorted himself out and he's got himself back to.
Have you seen the
bit like Big
physical
Kaz
state he's in now?
I haven't. I knew that the locker room absolutely couldn't stand him. And Roman Reigns had to actually throw him out as the locker room leader, I heard. I don't know if that's true.
See photos of him lately, man, he's jacked.
Yeah.
I think he's sorting himself out a bit because Big Kaz did. I think he was through.
No, mate, he had, what was it, severe? Was it?
He had depression and everything, didn't
he?
Yeah, he was really unwell. I feel really sorry for him.
In the hospital at one point. I don't know if it was like heart.
There was something.
I'm pretty sure it was an aneurysm or something.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan, when he was Daniel Bryan in WWE, was really good friends with him, and they really helped him. Apparently, I don't know if you heard about that, but Daniel Bryan suffered a bit of depression when he got his injury. And he noticed that he was in trouble, and there was a lot of work those two both done.
He's doing really well in Impact at the moment.
Yeah,
William Morrissey's going by now.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get another try.
I would, yeah.
I'd love to see them both back. Cass as a valet.
Cass as a valet. The opposite way around.
Sorry.
Enzo.
Sorry. Enzo.
It's getting late, guys. It's getting late.
I know.
The funniest thing he ever did, though.
No, I meant you just to cover for the podcast.
Kaz, not Kaz. Enzo. I think it was King Kong Bundy had passed away, and he put on Twitter a picture of George Animal Steel.
Oh no!
Saying, like rest in peace and all this.
It's the worst thing you can do.
They don't look anything like each other. Just got a bald head.
Couple haters.
It's funny how over they were though, talking about them too, because I was watching a pay-per-view similar to you the other day, but it was a different situation. I was watching the KFC advert. Do you remember them two? They put them on the KFC advert.
No.
It's on the network. It's on the network, and it's like about KFC doing this gravy, this special gravy over their new
stuff. I don't want to know where this is going.
No, it's just like it was just showing how over they were because the advert got shown all the time, and it was them two who were promoting it's weird to watch some of that stuff back.
Yeah.
Because those people are gone now, and they're,
Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
How you
Couple
doing?
haters.
Right, let's get on to our last bit, and it is our competition winners.
Oh,
sorry,
yes.
winner.
That sounded a little bit too close to wiener then, so yeah, sorry about that.
You do a drum roll?
Hey?
Drum roll?
Oh, go on then. Right, pick a number from 1 to 13. Go.
6.
Our competition winner this week, month even, is Chris Francis.
Okay.
Congratulations, Chris. Drop us a private message, either myself or James or Jonny, and send us your address, and we'll get in contact with 3 Counts Wrestling merchandise, and we'll get that winging its way over to you.
Well done.
Congratulations, mate.
Once again, we'd like to... Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
Once again, we'd love... Once again, we would love to thank 3 Counts Wrestling merchandise for everything they're doing for us at the moment. Still fucking laughing at the haters.
Yeah, we'll if you want to take a moment to it, I can edit it.
Just want to say thanks for everything that you're doing with supplying us with such an awesome competition prize. These mystery boxes they're just fucking great.
They really are a great website.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I could never get hold of anything. You get videos maybe from Woolworths, WH Smith or John Menzies back then.
Back in the
day. And that was it. You could never get any other merchandise.
Or you'd be paying 40-50 quid for a VHS or a DVD to get it imported from...
but now, thanks to like websites like that, it's just, you can get anything.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth looking at.
Yeah, as always, we'll post links all over all of our social media pages for 3 Counts Wrestling. But please feel free to go check them out at 3count.co.uk. The Instagram page as well is at 3count_wrestling, and Facebook is one word 3 Count Wrestling merchandise. Show them some love, show them some support. They're a brilliant company, and they've been more than supportive, way more than we could ever dream of. So thanks again, all the guys and ladies over at 3 Counts Wrestling.
Yeah, just think of all the stuff like what we got in the mystery box last time. There was so much stuff in there. T-shirts, figures,
hats, DVDs.
Yeah.
One thing that they do sell, which I was really looking at, and I'm probably going to purchase this. They got some really nice autograph stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Like very unique things, you know, things that you can't really buy, like certain DVDs. I think there was SummerSlam one on there with Dean Ambrose signing it.
Yeah.
You know,
amazing. Go and check them out. Tell them we said hi. Again, thanks a lot, 3 Counts Wrestling merch. We can't thank you enough, to be honest.
Yep.
Really do appreciate everything you're doing for us. As I said a few seconds ago, go and check them out. Go and show them some support, some love. Follow their pages, share them around, and get involved. That's all I can say.
Get involved.
Yeah.
Get involved with everything. And one thing that I would like to say is, please do not feel like you can't share the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it's,
please do.
Just, share it out to all your friends, everything like that. The larger community.
Share it out. Share it all over social media. Tag your friends. Anyone that you think would be interested in even just hearing what us 3 fucking idiots talk about.
Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Couple haters.
It's peer pressure. It's finest. Shall we announce the next topics? So we've got to pick a best of moment and a top 3 from Jonny.
A top 3 from me. Okay. We put me on the spot right now.
It sucks, doesn't it? It happened to me last week.
There were so many topics that I want to cover, but obviously I can't pick them all now. So I'm going to go for the top 3 worst ever storylines or angles.
I like it.
Nice.
I think we can have a lot of fun with that one.
I've already done it.
I know one straight away.
Yeah. I bet we've all got the same one. Bet you we've all got the same one.
And best or worst moment.
Okay, and my second pick will be a best moment, and that will be the very best cash-in for Money in the Bank.
Nice.
With Money in the Bank coming up this month, Was it next month? This month or next month?
7 days, I believe.
7 days. We'll get into the spirit early.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best cash in.
Or late.
Or late. It's going to be late. So yeah, so best cash in and the top 3 worst storylines, angles ever in professional wrestling.
Nice.
There we go.
There we go. So there's our next topics, folks. Just want to say thanks to everyone again for getting involved. Thanks for taking part in the competition. Just thanks for supporting us. As always, we appreciate it so very much. And therein lies the end of episode 6. And for our first new full-time member.
Yes, congratulations, mate. We're really happy to have you.
No,
here.
I appreciate you letting me come on. You know, at the end of the day, this was your baby. This is what you made together. You can put it like that.
So fucking wrong.
Yeah, I think we were going to edit that. Edit. Do something else.
Fucking keep it in. It's fine.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, this was
our little project.
I think we're hot and tired.
Guide him in there.
We're way off of
God, guiding him in sounds even worse.
At the end of the day, you know, this was your project. You started together. You, like I said, you did it for some fun.
Still do.
Yeah.
Still do, yeah. And, you know, it's just grown and grown. And the fact that you've let me come on and be part of it is just amazing.
We're happy you agreed. So the contract signing comes
yes,
afterwards.
That's coming soon.
When the mic's off.
Yeah.
We know what happens in contract signing.
Yeah, I was going to say that you're going through this table, mate.
Whoa. Allegedly. So, yeah, thanks again, folks. We'll see you in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys and ladies. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Farewell.
Bye-bye, guys.
Couple haters.
Couple haters.
That's staying in.